Let me know if there's any issues with the podcast, by the way. Alright, everyone, welcome back to MapperCast episode 75. Hopefully, there's no issues. We ran into some technical difficulties with Discord because apparently they removed video webcam sharing or what on servers, which is terrible, very terrible. So we had to come up with an alternative to do this. As you know by the title of this video today, is called New Transitions, and you would see what I mean by that soon. As always, welcome back to the 75th episode of MapperCast Podcast. It's been a while. I had a couple job interviews to do, so I didn't get to really do much. Uh, our featured mapper today is Frkon. We'll be reviewing his Gauche series today. And our fan winner is Only Bro55 and Kiev Mapping. Our guest today is Imperial Mapping and your friendly neighborhood George. As usual, the list of topics we have in the description below. Starting with the mapper review, we'll discuss episodes 17 and 20 of Frkon's Gauche series. Fan request, what would be your life if you haven't discovered mapping? Second fan request is nowhere to be found, so we're skipping that. Then we'll be pulling a wildcard top out of a hat, and obviously discuss about COVID-19 and follow up with economic recessions. Then discuss our personal lives since the last episode. And then we're also going to be discussing potential changes we're going to be doing to the original MapperCast format, and what new things we could possibly include. Of course, now because of Discord's new change, this also might be impacted as well, but we'll talk about that when we get to that. And we'll be discussing about the Macedonian induction, the presidential elections, who we think will win, discuss the Earner ad, for some reason discuss the Idubbbz drama, discuss the results of MapperCast polls, free for all, and a quiz game stuck fan winner, and then we say goodbye. And as usual, I am Void Viper, and let's have a good show.
Hey everybody, it's Cosmic here. Welcome back to the show. It's been a long time. I've missed your loving touch, the warmness of your breath. I love you all. It's great to be back. Let's have an awesome show.
Hello everyone, 99 Veteran here, and I am streaming through Discord, through Skype, trying to show things.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later, yeah, because I'm hearing myself 14 times, so I can't see anything except for Discord, else everything's gonna break, okay?
Oh, shit.
Just keep going.
We'll explain that later.
Yo, Batman died.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's Mindria here.
Hello, I'm the Rat of Mapping. The Minister of Finance of my home state committed suicide yesterday, so I'm just going to spread a positive vibes here with this message. So let's have a good show.
Greetings everyone, I'm Imperial Mapping, and I want to add to that this virus is getting all on our nerves, and the quarantine is slowly nibbling my mind away, and I might just follow the Hessian Minister of Finances into his grave.
You know,
Lord.
yeah, I'm on lockdown too.
Oh, well,
I think this is topic. I don't know.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Alright,
Hi guys, I'm okay, I guess.
Oh
I'm
wait.
okay.
No, I thought you finished, sorry.
It's alright, hi guys, my name is George. I've been sober for 5 days, and I'm starting to hear spiders.
My condolences. I wouldn't want to be sober for 5 days.
Yeah, it's...
alcoholics.
Alright, okay.
Alright.
If there's a time to be an alcoholic, it's right now. Come on.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, everyone, so
Okay,
first topic
no,
for
my
today is we'll be doing, I believe, Frkon's Gauche series, episode 17 and 20. How many people here actually watched it? Let's start with
Here,
that.
I'll run through my points real quick because I'm most definitely gonna have like the most just a disjointed stream of nothingness to say about this. Because I didn't want to get out of bed, so I grabbed my mattress down from the top bunk and slammed it onto the floor so that I could sleep and watch the show on my TV. So I watched Gauche in like a limbonic state between this world and the next. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I have a little bit of a few nitpicks, but overall I thought it was a pretty solid ending. Of course, the atmosphere, the ambiance, the overarching just sense of that I love about Gauche was there. The soundtrack, of course, plays into the scenes beautifully. It's all woven together. You know, it wouldn't work without the soundtrack. I love it. I loved the whole seized episode. That shit was great. Am I echoing through Batarang?
Yeah, you are. No, George.
Oh, George.
Wait, is it me?
I think it's you.
because
Wait, speak.
It might be me as well because I'm trying to get the stream like.
Okay. Okay.
How
did hear it
did
pick up
that
from
not
George.
echo? That didn't
Yeah.
echo.
Wait, okay, alright. No one talk. Cosmic, do it.
Shut the
Alright,
fuck
get
up.
back on
That's
topic.
Enough of the moan.
Anyway, so I
What
like
is this echo?
I like the final. It's Phantom, you know. So I enjoyed the whole war at the end. I enjoyed that it was long and drawn out. I liked that about it. It was methodical, which obviously it should be. The giant war to defeat this fucking Leviathan villain. I was gonna say Leviathan villain. Yeah, I like that about it. Few things I wasn't so big a fan of. I didn't like the way the final episode itself just kind of ended. It just out of nowhere. Like, I loved the way they tied in back with what happened at the start. It was nice. I like that, you know, you saw the defeat of Gauche alongside the death of Poland. But I thought that stuff was all masterful. But out of nowhere, they just kind of go, wait, what if we was the Gauche the whole time? And then it ends. Like, I don't know what that was about. They just said, like, oh, did we save the world? But, oh did we? And then there was there wasn't even an outro, which felt really weird and anticlimactic for such an amazing, like, I want to say, like, seminal series in the community. So, yeah, overall, it was a solid conclusion in terms of the plot. But I think there were some more finessey bits that could have been exercised a little bit better. All right, so that's my bed review. That's my in bed in underwear with hand in pants, half asleep review of Gauche.
Alright, so I guess
Hand in pants.
so generally about the video quality themselves, I can just agree with Cosmic. They were excellent, like always. But I still personally, plot-wise and narrative-wise, I still stand by my point that I made when we reviewed the first part of the series.
Oh God,
Which probably has been like a year ago. It feels like.
I think
But,
it actually was a year ago.
But anyways,
no.
the point I made back then is that because it was in the running already back then that you would continue the series after the second season, so after episode 16. And I still personally stand by that point that it should have ended at episode 16.
No.
And now with this, can you please let me finish?
I'm sorry, but it's like Chris coming here and saying, like, oh, we need a fascist Italian empire. Like, I gotta interject and say no because of how dumb the statement was. Continue.
Now having watched the last episodes, I would more say ended on episode 17, so the first episode of the next one, because then the mystery around Gauche has been revealed, and I think it would just fit more in this dystopia to have like a bad ending in that sort of sense, and just leaving the ending open in that way. And I don't think like in the general narrative would have fit that. Like it's a bittersweet ending in the end, but it's like a bittersweet ending is still like a positive ending, and I think it should have had a negative ending. And yeah, that's
Who's
like
eating
my take on it.
cereal?
I think.
That was me. It's not cereal, by the way. It's noodles.
So,
I hear.
could you mute yourself?
No, because I want to talk.
Oh, okay, so I wanna I wanna touch on what Rat said. I wanna say, like, I'm a little bit torn on that issue because especially back in the day, a few years ago, I was super about just like fucking take it up the ass, hurt me, daddy kind of narratives. I was all about Game of Thrones. I was all about that Walking Dead. Just like, oh, make me feel terrible. Make me hate being conscious. But that shit, I don't know. I've grown up a little bit, and I don't like the idea of storytelling just to be a medium to pummel people into submission. I like there to be some kind of uplifting message. I think art stories should follow the entire range of emotion. The entire spectrum. I don't like shit getting bogged down in one specific, like, oh, you're gonna feel so shitty when you're done here, guys. It's gonna be so epic. We're gonna trend on Twitter. AMC's coming back. I don't like that. I don't love that. So, well, I see how, yeah, that would be a little interesting if it ended with just this incredibly depressing, just like loss of hope, watch Poland be tortured to death for 10 minutes. That would be interesting. It would be notable. But what am I walking away with from that? I'm going to feel bad for a week. And, like, I don't know. I think the job of the storyteller is to lead the viewer into hell and back. I don't think you should just leave them there in darkness. I don't like that.
The thing is, like, if we assume it would have ended on episode 17, it would have, like, kind of an Infinity War in the sense that, like, we know the protagonist is dead, but from, like, Belarus and the events that have happened before, we know that there is something out there that's probably going to defeat Gauche, because Gauche has been losing more and more power to them.
You're right, but, every Infinity War needs its endgame.
Well, it can have an endgame, but it must not necessarily have one, in my opinion.
It doesn't have to have one.
Like, I mean, Infinity War also would have been fine if there wouldn't have been another movie afterwards. But
Alright, I want to talk about...
The thing is, Infinity War is not in dystopia. This series is in dystopia, and I think that's the main difference for me.
Well, I think they both share the common denominator of having the villain be this almost like eldritch god villain. That is... Hold on a second.
Okay, let's Void.
I want to speak.
Then speak.
No, I just want to say, like overall, I watched Gauche, like, as soon as it came out, like, whenever, and I really enjoyed the series. So I agree with a lot of the points that were brought up from Cosmic and Rat mostly, although I'm not going to get into the episode should have ended there and that. Well, I'm not going to get into that. But the only nitpicky thing I would say is I don't like how, like, the whole, I don't know if you call it heaven or, like, the whiteout thing that you did with Poland. Like, I felt like it's okay to do it as long as it's relevant, but I felt like part of it was just kind of more of a filler, and to me, I didn't really enjoy that part. Like, I felt like it was like, this is a waste of time. And then as soon as we got back to the world, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to see. So that's my only nitpicky thing. Overall, a very good series. I enjoyed it. I like that kind of twist at the end, even though Cosmic might not have liked it. I think I kind of expected that was gonna happen, because it's not like you don't expect countries to do everything that they say, right? You know how, like, oh, we're gonna give you this land. On a second thought, we're only gonna give you 10% of what we promised, right? So I think it kind of touches on that as well, and I think it's okay, though Cosmic might say otherwise, but it's...
May I interject?
Go ahead.
Okay, with the whole two sides of argument that we have here, Rat, I totally see your point that it should have ended at 16, and it, like, adds to the dystopian feel. But going back to the example with... No. Cosmic, are you okay?
Okay, hey.
I did you, like, bust a fat one?
I fucking spilled coffee on my...
Nice.
So
as I was saying, the difference between Gauche and Infinity War, and how Infinity War earned its bad ending, is because Thanos was the main character. And, like,
yes.
don't try and say Thanos wasn't the main character. He had more screen time.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. I think he had 35 minutes of screen time. I think Iron Man had only 21.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Oh, okay, alright, so stopping from getting off topic. The
He
series
was the antagonist.
Let George
He was
finish.
the main character. He was the antagonist, and not like some...
He was the antagonist, and it was a movie about him.
I mean, a character can be the main character and also the antagonist, like Macbeth.
No,
You want
that's not how
Joker?
protagonist and antagonist works.
No, not the Thanos wasn't the protagonist of the movie, but he was the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's his story.
And the difference is with Gauche is the protagonist and the main character is Poland. It centers around Poland. It centers around Poland's journey and their evolution as a character, and eventually fucking up Gauche. I don't think it would have been good if it ended in a bad place, because your story needs to end where it begins. Like, let me find an example. Like Star Wars, for example. The reason that the Empire didn't fucking kill everyone because Anakin is supposedly the chosen one is because Episode 4 started with Luke. I mean, alright, technically it started with Leia, but it really started with Luke. The journey began from Luke Skywalker and his hero's journey. Poland has always been the main character since Episode 1, and switching it around and making it, like, hopeless would kind of be derivative of the message of the story, I think. But also I do agree that the ending with Russia... To be honest, I was expecting it too. I actually talked to Frkon. I thought it was going to be more like a...
It was rather predictable that there was like some other nation out there.
I forgot to mention that
fighting
too.
Gauche.
No,
I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to interject real quick that
Right, go on.
the Russia... I didn't like the idea of Russia and Arabia coming in as the big outside saviors to help the heroes. I didn't like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that narrative, like, they made it work. The tools worked to finish the job, but I would have just gone with a different tool set. I personally resonate more with just the story of like the plucky characters coming together and doing it on their own. Maybe if they found some way to figure that out, maybe if they dissected electricity, but I don't like the idea of there being the big, like, oh, come in and help me, mommy. So, it's just me though.
The thing with this dystopic story is like, first of all, it must have been impossible for those inside Gauche's sphere to escape, because otherwise it wouldn't be a dystopia, which goal is to basically convey hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
And also the function of a novel that has like a bad ending and it's a dystopia, it's basically to appreciate that make us appreciate that we don't live in such a dystopia and appreciate
That's
freedom.
really not the only point of a dystopia, though. Like,
Mm.
even if dystopia, the term has been eroded so much in the recent years. Like, which dystopia, which proper dystopian, which story that would describe itself as dystopian has not had a happy ending in common media, like mainstream media.
1984.
1984.
That's not mainstream media. Like,
That
That's
is mainstream.
1984 is mainstream.
okay, go on the street.
1984 is like the most popular dystopian novel that has.
What I would describe as dystopia at mainstream is, for example, the Hunger Games, but not 1984. Because if you go into the streets and ask them, "Have you read that?" or "Have you watched like any adaptation of it?" I will guarantee you, most of the people won't say yes.
Most of them at least have heard of it.
Yes, but that's not enough. That's not enough. If
Dude,
you want
it's
to
become,
know,
it's like the term Big Brother is a well-known, like, in the zeitgeist as a word for big government.
that's not the story. That's just the.
That's not the story, but that's just a
exactly.
symbol
Like a
of its
main-
footprint in the culture, you know?
And to
That's
be
making
fair,
it
Hunger Games wasn't directly created as a dystopia, but it became a dystopia as the universe expanded.
If we know that, because we have no idea about the actual history, it could all be fake. Theoretically.
What if it's just Britain?
That's
LMAO.
also a
Isolated.
theory that it's just written.
Yeah, isolated Britain.
Hey,
What was the name of the doesn't have like a dumb name.
hey,
1984 nation.
War is
Yes.
peace.
It's
Oceania.
Oceania.
The nation is called Oceania, and
Oh, yeah,
Britain
that's
is
a
called
dumb-
Airstrip
And
1.
the party is called Ingsoc.
hey,
Which is
I
a-
want to interrupt. Does anyone else have anything lasting to say? Because we gotta move on. Got a lot of talk.
Just one last note. I have one last note. As like with the Russia thing, this is more of a message to all mappers. Set up your twists. Like, don't make them obvious, but like set them up. Like, come on, guys. Like, if you have one guy, like Canada, for example, if Canada's just been helping out the entire time and suddenly evil because twist, that's not good story writing. There's a very long quote by whatever his name is, the director that I totally forgot. It basically goes as, imagine there's a scene in a movie and your characters are talking and suddenly a bomb goes off under the table. Now imagine the same scene, but you tell the audience 5 minutes earlier that a bomb is going to go off in 5 minutes. Now with the first one, it's more of a shock factor, but with the second one, you create tension, you add nuances. The best thing for a writer to be able to have is for the audience to be like, I should have seen that come. Like, damn. Instead, with like this, it did feel a bit hand-fisted in for the big brain message. And if Russia had like some secrets, like Arabia was like ... we don't talk about that, then I think it would have just made the ending a whole.
I kind of regret that I didn't watch it because you guys are so like into it.
It's great. Go watch it.
I haven't watched
You're
mapping
missing
in
out.
ages.
I know. I have not watched it for entertainment since 2014.
It's pretty much the same thing here.
In all the shows that...
We should leave that for next topic. Yo, wait. Leave that for next topic. Oh yeah, the next topic. What would be your life if you hadn't discovered mapping? Go!
Way more math.
Wow!
Let's
Way
go
more
from top to
meth.
bottom.
My social life might actually be worse, and that's
Way
a
more
weird thing
meth
to
and
say.
titties.
Let's go from top to bottom. Batman starts.
All right, let's go down the line. Batman, you probably have the biggest impact here.
Mapping has been a big part of my life, so I don't know how things would change that much.
Change
you know what I mean?
mapping wouldn't exist.
Kind of goes.
I mean, yeah, probably mapping would not exist, at least as big as it is. I don't know. I mean, I think personally it still would exist.
Well,
would
let's
exist,
say
but-
it did, or you never got into it. It never stumbled down Batarang Road. What would your life be right now?
Let's see.
Let's
I have no idea. Probably less of a social life.
Oh God.
Hmm.
I mean, or either I have no social life or I go out more. That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, the Wikia wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Someone else would have created something like it.
Yeah, but not in a while.
Just undercut Batarang's achievement.
Oh well.
No, it's fine. I love
When I created the
has been insurmountable.
when I created the Wikia, it was only me and Jar Jar, which is the
Jar
other.
Jar Binks.
Yeah, no, not Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar 99.
It was just me and Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks was there for me, man. Day one.
But we can do this time.
Hey! Let's focus. Focus. Batarang, continue.
And
Batarang.
without the wiki,
Batman.
I don't think mapping would be even called mapping because Jar Jar when the mapping the term.
When Mr.
Can you guys
by
stop
asking
laughing?
Jar Jar on the wiki, and then everyone started calling themselves that.
Jar. Okay, so we can thank George Lucas for giving us the term mapping by proxy.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So, round of applause for Mr. Lucas, the boys at Disney.
Yeah.
Also, have you guys had the Darth Jar Jar theory? The theory goes that
Who
Jar
hasn't?
Jar-
Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
I don't know.
Okay, can we stay on topic? Let's not.
Okay, we'll go.
Yeah.
All right, so let me take a big old stretch here. Well, it would be immeasurably worse. This shit has kind of given my life focus. I was doing who's like assembling a Lego set in front of the microphone.
Somebody
All right, don't
material,
worry about it,
someone
guys.
making a Lego set. It's
It's just we're busy people. Okay, yeah. So I got into this stuff in around 2015, and it's become the focal point of my life pretty much ever since. It's been everything happens through the lens of like, okay, how does this affect the next video? Which, then that makes the absences even fucking worse and mind-numbing. But that's a different topic. If it never came into my life, I'd probably still be doing the YouTube shit. I was doing YouTube for I think 6 years. 6 years before I got into mapping, but I definitely never would have. I can't say never, but I probably never would have found anywhere near the success I have here. I did it for 6 years. I had around 200 inactive subscribers. I'd cry myself to sleep. Why doesn't anybody want to watch my fucking Half-Life Let's Play? My terrible Half-Life Let's Play. So, yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for this because it's allowed me to not only have an audience, but to create such a niche to do story-driven content on YouTube is unheard of anywhere else, and we get to do that here, and we get to have an audience for it here. So that shit is awesome. I'm incredibly grateful for it, and without it, where would I see myself right now? I'd be a lot sadder. Just from the outside, the last few years have probably just been spent making more Half-Life Let's Plays.
You wouldn't receive that paycheck from your YouTube.
Never. That's true. I never get my YouTube money, which God, I've done all sorts of shit with that. So
You know, adding off to that, Cosmic, I realized that if I had never gone to mapping, I would be less aware of the world. You know,
yeah.
because like mapping helps me like pay attention more to what the you know, all the politics and what's going, like world news and stuff like
What
that.
about history?
Where I didn't really
You
pay
make a
attention.
fucking. You make a fucking great point, Batman, because I only got into mapping because I got into, you know, the whole fucking litany of our shit, the geopolitics and world events and shit. So if I never got into that either, I may be a little bit happier. So I don't know, maybe
we may
like
be happier, but we're like ignorant.
yeah, you're right. Maybe I'd like the unhappiness from not mapping and the happiness from not like sinking myself into the doom of the universe would cancel each other out, and I'd just
You
kind
have,
of be
you have taken the pill.
yeah.
Alright,
I'll take the blue pill. Honestly, at this point, I'll take the fucking blue pill. I'm
Okay.
tired.
We want to
Yeah,
kind
like
of
the
move
red.
forward. So George.
All right, George, let's hear you.
I would be less involved in politics and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I already have a pretty self-sufficient social life, so I think I would just be a normie. My old YouTube channel because fucking Axis took it down, so I might still be making some.
Oh yeah, TMC took it down.
That's pretty much it. My life's pretty boring. So yeah, Imperial.
Imperial then.
All right. So firstly, at first, it probably has supported me a lot in getting into social stuff because I was like really, really, really introverted and stuff like that, and I wasn't really good with other people. But through this community, like through the community aspect, I had the possibility to talk with people without them seeing me and without them seeing me being obviously insecure about it. I want to specifically mention Red because like he was the guy I talked most to in the beginning with another guy who is not here on the stream, and this really has helped me a lot. And but I should have probably stopped earlier because on my halfway point, it just turned out to be like I was mapping while I could have had a social life and interaction, and I think I should have just stopped at the halfway point and then let it be done. But it's I mean, I haven't completely ruined my social life. I would say I'm a very social person right now, and I have a lot of friends. Yet, it could have been better, to be honest, if I just chose to spend my time on more meaningful shit.
I mean, it sounds like it was very meaningful. Like, I love the social people keep bringing up. Like, this shit, it really has been a good, like, incubation chamber for a lot of introverts.
Incubation,
you know?
that's a very good thing. That's a very good word.
So, yeah, I'm definitely thankful for that.
Alright, Mind, your turn.
Yeah, like Patron said, I wouldn't get into fucking politics, geography, and history and all that shit. I would just probably, you know, do regular gaming fucking videos of Minecraft.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna go to gaming. We're all gonna be like gaming.
No, we'd all just
channel.
be fucking Minecraft channels. That's all we'd be doing right now.
Yeah. If we hadn't started mapping, we'd
I still do Minecraft videos.
I do Minecraft.
We should collab.
Guys, we should make.
We already have a server.
should-
Alright, stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic.
Cosmic, remember that thing that series you had? Yeah, we should all.
No, stay on
I'm
topic.
try-
Stay
I'm
on
trying to bring
topic,
that back
guys.
up.
Stay on topic.
Viper, let the conversation flow.
Nah, you gotta
Come
stay on
on.
topic.
We're gonna
Viper
stay
is
around
a
the vicinity of topic.
He's a tyrant.
Got it. Like the flow, like us straying subtly away from the topic is not as bad as you going, guys, come on! That is so much more distracting to the audience.
Isn't it like a meaningful part of this that we discuss
It's a
topics and
tradition.
then get
Wow,
into
no,
another-
I didn't. You guys spent 20 minutes monologuing about Star Wars or something.
You're so cynical.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay for us to monologue about Star Wars.
What's
Yes.
wrong with Star Wars?
Did I bring the fact up?
Oh, well, that would bring up a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the sequels. We should talk about the sequels.
Alright, let's move on. Let's hear what Red has to say about mapping.
Alright, so
Women can't hold lightsabers.
I swear to God, with the ear, I'm gonna
Right,
shove
you
this
should've said
microphone up
that.
your ass.
With never getting into mapping, I'm also going to exclude never discovering Emperor Tigers, because without him I probably would have never found mapping in the first place. And if I would have found him, then I would eventually have found mapping. So basically I would know jack shit about geography, I would know jack shit about history, and I would jack shit care about fucking politics. Like, those three things, which also helped me tremendously in school, probably wouldn't be there. My English skills would be fucking bad. Just look at my first.
Yes, that as well.
Just look at my first mapping video. I would still be at that level probably
Yeah,
today.
oh no.
I was still the only fucking one in the entire class that could
Comment
somewhat
is
speak
Italy.
English. But now I'm like one of the few in my class who can speak it fluently without any problems. and I
How
know
the
more-
fuck do you guys like learn language and shit?
I know.
So, like,
I know.
Internet.
Typical American problems, am I right?
I know.
We
I
do
know
it
more
internet.
English vocabulary than my fucking teacher.
I accidentally moved out, my bad.
It's a very sad.
So-
It's a very unfortunate thing if we can correct native English speakers because they do a mistake.
The next
Let's-
thing is, while you all said that mapping helped you getting more social, it probably did the opposite for me.
Yikes.
Probably would have had a
Ouch.
much better social life without mapping, because I wouldn't have hung so much like on my PC, and probably would have more tried to care about like social context, because the latest part was in 10th grade when I was slowly realizing what had happened. And then my half-year depression started to kick in, and
Oh.
that probably wouldn't have happened without mapping.
We love you, Rat.
But,
We love
yes,
you, Rat.
Brad, we
Yes,
love
we love you.
Rat.
I mean, the
I
depression has
specifically
been
love you.
over for
What?
I
2
specifically
years
love
now.
you.
Like
Okay,
it
let's
ended
wait
2
up.
years ago, but like that's an experience, and I just think that while it helped me personality-wise a lot, if I would go more for social shit, then I probably mapping was a bad thing, and if I probably would still be like the thing which mapping kind of like ended to was before that I used to be a moderator on a Minecraft server, and through mapping I
yes.
basically lost.
Oh, dude!
Minecraft
And
again.
through mapping, I lost pretty much interest in that and played
Being
less
a
and less because I
Minecraft
wanted to
server
mapping.
moderator is the biggest fucking self-esteem boost on the planet.
Cosmic, I was a fucking
It
cold.
was especially
Dude, I was a
positive
moderator
because
plus plus.
I was
Guys,
cold.
I haven't
dude.
played
server-
Minecraft in my life yet.
I'm sorry to cut you out, Rap, but we gotta flex our Minecraft rights.
the server was the oldest German Minecraft server, and for the longest time also was the
Oldest
biggest
anarchy
Minecraft server.
in Minecraft.
And yeah,
Damn, bro.
basically,
That's crazy.
I became then inactive, and then before they kicked me out, I like wrote on their forum, I want to leave because this
Aw.
know I'm inactive and shit.
Aww.
And then, well, yeah,
Last
I probably
seen
would.
7 years ago.
I think I would probably still be
This is
moderator and hang out
moderator on
with
my
those
Minecraft.
guys.
Last seen 7 years
Right, you're
ago.
tugging
Yeah.
some heartstrings. I was a I was a server moderator on the Minecraft server I met Mysterious on.
Oh boy.
I brought him
Oh.
to our town, and we had like this giant jungle tree. We called it the Jungle District. There were like fucking vines and like restaurants hanging in midair and shit. It was rad. It was right. We had a strip club on the tallest tree. It was. He came into the town and immediately started chopping down the trees because he didn't know what he was doing, and I almost banned him. And that would have been the end of a 7-year friendship. That would have become a 7-year friendship.
Alright, I want to talk about mine.
All right,
One more
Viper,
thing. I like
Alright, so I think the
or
first
Minecraft.
obvious thing would be my Photoshop skills would be terrible. I don't think I would have improved on them. So if I didn't get into mapping, my Photoshop skills would be shit today, and I probably wouldn't even write out my resume. In terms of like social life, I don't think it would have changed. I think I would have, if I didn't go into mapping, I think I would just continue gaming. Though I think I would still have been moderator for companies that make game. That make
Minecraft
game.
question
No,
mark?
no, not Minecraft. It's like there are
Fuck.
companies, like the actual companies that make games. Like one of them I became a forum moderator for, and others for forum moderator, but they're much smaller. So I think I would have been less motivated to resign if I didn't get into mapping. But because I got into mapping, it played a part in me wanting to resign because, after like 2 years of moderating, it's kind of it's got to come to an end at some point. It doesn't say. And
Sorry.
of course, I had to deal with a lot of shit either. Like it's like, oh wait, it's the same person who asked for help, but doesn't say why they need help, what they need help with. Oh, it's the same person posting the exact same question of the same question that someone else posted above. Like that, I probably would have had more of those moments. I'd be like, God damn, another one of these, or you don't read a sticky, something like that. But yeah, I think I would have been a hardcore gamer. Probably wouldn't make money from YouTube.
Hardcore gamer.
Yeah,
Put it out there.
yeah, and
towards minorities.
and I probably would be I would probably be asking my parents for more money for the bus. I probably might be making cringy videos, gaming videos maybe on my YouTube, like I did before I privated
I
off.
love Minecraft.
I like how
Minecraft is
gaming.
one of them, of course.
We're all resorting
So-
to gaming.
Guys,
Yeah.
Viper might have really hated
And I
minorities.
think I would have continued playing Facebook games.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's if I didn't get to mapping.
Okay, so Viper would be a Facebook gamer.
You know those Facebook games out there? Not Farmville, but like Facebook
MapperCast.
games is like, oh yeah, let's build a base, let's build a turret, oh let's
Guys.
get attacked
You're always
by people.
building shit. You're always building dumb shit.
I know it's
in
like
Facebook games.
those. Well,
Guys,
I wouldn't say I didn't have a good time playing those games, but I think I probably would have gotten.
That
more
is what you're
into,
saying.
Like,
You're saying you had a horrible
MapperCast
time.
gaming when
no, I didn't say.
No,
MapperCast
Italian gamer
gaming.
Chris.
But I think the most the only thing I would lose out on is definitely the Photoshop skills I developed over the past few, and as well as animations and Sony Vegas as well. Like I probably would be more. I wouldn't probably as good as I.
As long as we're
consider
talking about
myself.
gaming, go subscribe to Lego 2000. New
Hey,
video
tell
coming
out
out
what
later
the-
today. Later today.
Yeah, and the most important thing is MapperCast wouldn't exist.
Oh.
Oh no!
Guys,
What?
if MapperCast didn't exist, my server might
I
still
would have
run.
never met Batran, and we wouldn't have never spoke. He wouldn't know I exist.
Guys,
No
here's the thing,
MapperCast.
we would never meet
MapperCast
each
was like
other.
the thing that put me out of mapping isolation because I had the mentality I didn't want
We
to
would
get
never
into the
meet
fucking
each other,
mapping
guys.
community.
Think
Oh my
about
god.
that.
Like
We
the only
would meet each other.
the only two dudes that I knew at that point were Imperial
Fuck!
Leashed.
What? What?
So,
All right.
No, game.
MapperCast gaming, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, next topic.
Next topic.
Alright, so everyone, this is the moment you've been waiting for.
No,
Cosmic,
Jesus. All right.
Cosmic,
Hold on, let
are
me
you
just
ready?
break down what we're doing real
Cosmic,
quick.
you're out of the screen!
I know the way. Is it good?
Get on the screen! You're
Did
not.
everybody see the new,
You're
the
cut
crazy
off.
new transition? Hey,
Oh yeah,
everybody. How
I
you
got.
doing
Wait,
tonight?
I'm gonna click it now. Ready? I'm gonna click it now.
Cosmic
Transition.
Alright, it's ready, it's ready, it's ready.
Look
Tell
on
everyone,
laptop
tell
webcam.
everyone what happened, Cosmic.
Alright.
All right. Did everyone get to see the fancy new transition?
Oh!
Hey, everybody. So let me break down what is currently happening. Discord decided today, like an hour ago, that hey, you know what we should do today? We should just, here's Cosmic Mapping's anus, and here's us. That's what Discord did today, and they disabled the ability to show your video in channels, which is also, it's really great that that's coinciding with the pandemic. Good job, guys. You're really helping society.
1 hour ago.
So currently, what we are doing is I'm in a Skype call with a Batran, and he is screen sharing the Skype call. So everybody, hands off to Batran. Everybody, 99 Batran. Go subscribe to 99 Batran. New videos every Sunday on 99 Batran. So everybody, we got the hat. Where's the hat? Where did I even put that?
I mean,
little
sure, I'm
motherfucker?
in a video.
Is this the hat? Is this the hat? This isn't the hat.
Hey, hold
This is
up.
my hat.
What the
Where's my
God.
motherfucking hat? I actually don't know where I put the hat. Where'd I put the hat?
Are you
Oh,
sitting
here
on
it is. It was
Alright.
like under the chair. All right. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Here's the hat. I had a whole bit planned, but I think we should have a higher bit
So
rate on the stream
exciting.
before I do the bit. Here we go.
Oh.
What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get?
What's
Half
gonna-
of these,
what's gonna
half of
be-
these are game cards that I haven't made anything for, so I have to look.
This is a true gaming episode.
Yeah.
Here we go, ladies, fellas, and folks at home. Boom. We got a suggestion
Oh.
This was suggested to us in the Wildcard topic suggestion channel in our Discord.
Oh,
If you would like to dip your hand in this hat right here, go on down to our Discord and send us something. Make sure it's good. I'm not putting dumb shit in here. Okay.
That was not meant serious, was it?
just tell us what it is.
This was suggested by Only Bro,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
and he says,
Wait,
If-
again.
if each was it Only Bro last time?
Only Bro suggested the fucking...
Only Bro is
Band
just
request.
he's our liege. He's our bard. Here we go.
We
Only
shall-
Bro says, if each MapperCast member were a politician, what would their scandal be?
Oh,
No!
Yes. Yes.
Stop.
Get the fuck out of
Okay,
here.
that will be your scandal, Cosmic. You just
This would be my scandal.
Probably.
Hey guys, I'm
Cosmic
running for
Scandal
Senate.
probably-
Alright,
Vote for me in the
Cosmic.
26th district.
Cause I'm switching
Stop
back
it.
to the old template.
All right, Batarang, you are officially off duty. Thank you for your service.
All right, thank you.
Now
We
you can
need
leave
it
the
for the quiz.
podcast. I'm joking. All right.
So, Bat, what would your scandal be?
Ah.
I think Batman probably would embezzle.
So this is a little bit of a long one. We got for each one. What would their scandal be?
I know mine already.
I know mysterious. It would definitely be like some Brett Kavanaugh rapey stuff. Some college.
Cosmic
Okay.
probably would be like caught taking drugs.
Yeah, that's a dumb
Cosmic
scandal.
with Joe Biden his
So if
entire...
everyone,
Joe, just be sexually aggressive.
Actually, my scandal would be caught golfing under a crisis.
Yeah,
think
that honestly sounds like something you'd do.
I think my scandal would be one N-word too many.
And the scandal.
My
Who's
scandal...
gonna have a sex scandal? Come on.
Oh, what?
Imperial probably would have
Rat
been
would
discovered
have a
having like
sex
some.
scandal.
I don't think
Red,
Red would have a sex scandal.
Everyone quiet, I want to hear what Red has to say about me.
I think Imperial probably like his scandal would be that he has a basement and there were some sex slaves and
Oh.
that has been discovered.
Oh.
Some sex slaves.
I would just try to get Nekos in real life. That's my
those
scandal.
are
Hell
sex
yeah,
slaves,
brother.
mate.
I think we all know what Chris's scandal would be. It's gonna go unspoken, but we all know.
Hey, I want to
Yeah.
say
Right to
mine.
abolish the
I want to
Supreme
say what I
Court.
think mine would be because I have to go do something. So is it okay if I say what I need to say?
Yes.
Alright, so I think my scandal will probably be some privacy issue. I'll probably, because I'm a web programmer as well, so I think they might say, oh, this guy is putting some secret privacy tracking record scandal. And now if there's a privacy policy violation, there's a privacy concern here that he's violating. There, I think that's
Guys,
sort of
remember,
my scandal.
don't
That's a
put Viper in
very
charge
I
of their...
bet you're gonna be like have a scandal about regarding surveillance or something.
Yeah, so, it's something like that. Yeah, privacy concerns, something like that.
My scandal would probably be I've been putting Juan Guaido's illegitimate Venezuelan government for narco-terrorism. Also, I would 100% smuggle every pound of crack that comes out of Venezuela. That would probably be my scandal.
He's a CIA to distribute it all.
Distribute it? No, man.
Oh no, it's all for you.
What's wrong with you?
It's all for George.
This is
Yeah.
so
Pounds and
awesome.
pounds.
One for all and all for George.
This is communism.
This is communism.
Yeah, this is communism for George. This is cocaine
Yeah.
communism for George.
Okay,
Listen, we're all cool, but
This
some
is
of us
why
are
you-
a little equal.
This is why you vote Birdie, guys.
Viper fucked up in the way that
Don't
there's a black screen on the stream.
There's a
Don't
black
vote-
screen on the
Yeah,
stream.
but I mean
Oh, what?
they can hear us, but they can't see.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they can see us or not. At least those we're talking. Okay.
Void. Void. There's an
He's
issue,
like
Void.
doing other
Void
shit.
is gone.
He's be right back, dude.
He's
Alright,
preparing his scandal. He's preparing a scandal.
He's
Guys,
preparing
you know
for
what?
his
Now
dumb
that Void is
scandal.
gone, I elect Cosmic to be our leader.
Who's
Void
next?
is gonna say
Who's
the
next?
I will accept that badge.
Mindria, what's your scandal?
Probably saying the N-word.
Yes! N-word brothers! N-word brothers!
Swear to God, yeah. I
To be
mean,
honest, I think all our scandals gonna be.
it's
at
all
some
gonna be
point
the
just
N-word. That's all it is. Like I've said, we've all said it in this show. At some point in time.
I didn't.
I
You probably did.
No,
The show's been going on for so long.
I didn't say any racist words in a stream yet. I was making sure of that, but I'm
If we
really
actually
tempted.
say it right
I'm just
now-
really tempted to do it. Okay, guys, everyone say it now in unity.
Okay,
So we can get the signals over with.
Dude, we're gonna fucking get banned, man.
Everyone say it on three.
Don't do it.
We're gonna
Okay.
demonetize.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do
Oh,
that.
Necrophilia.
That's not fair. It's either now or never. Rats
Yes,
can
guys.
never.
We're not
Avoid-
going to get this fucking video striked.
All right, everyone go down the line. We'll all say the N-word. All right, Batman, you go first.
Are you fucking serious right now?
I thought everyone would say it at the same time, so it's not that much of a problem.
Okay, let's just
Mapper,
No, let's harmonize. Here, I'll start.
Okay,
Yes.
let's calm down.
I'm getting this fucking.
All right, we're treading. We're treading. We're
Alright.
treading on ice.
Let's make this a cappella.
You're bad.
No,
I was not gonna go all the way, and you went all the way.
No.
dude, now you're gonna make us get demonetized. Stop it.
Oh no, Viper's 15 cents. Oh no.
I moved him to
No,
Gauche
okay,
and
well,
investment.
No,
Anyway,
we're
since
supposed to be.
I-
We're supposed to be as.
You're selling his family out of house and home, guys.
Can we go back to
Also,
topic?
if this someone's gonna fucking have to blacklist it.
I really thought that was it
Guys,
for me.
guys, we cannot tell Void.
I thought we were gonna harmonize.
Guys,
Why
can we
was I
go
the
back
only
to
one
topic?
singing?
Someone
Why
in the
was I the
chat
only
has
one
void.
singing?
I swear to God. You don't know.
Everyone should have joined
No,
me.
no,
I thought I wasn't alone with this.
I told you.
Everyone,
I knew it.
Chill.
I knew it's.
Guys,
we didn't even
guys.
clarify. I
Everybody
knew
take a
someone's gonna say it all the
breather.
way.
Everybody
Jesus.
take a breather. Here's what we're gonna
Chill the
do.
fuck out.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna
Calm
do. Here's what we're
Calm
gonna
down.
do.
Can we go
Here's
back on
what, no,
topic?
hold on, Rat. Let me
No, listen.
let me speak. As the conductor, we're gonna give it one more round. Okay.
Netherlands.
Okay, alright. That's it.
Oh,
now,
you said it the
everyone-
second time.
No, we did it a second
I
time.
heard someone said it the second time over to you guys.
Imperial
I didn't say shit, by the way. We went
I didn't
dead.
say it. Alright, you know what? We don't need to know who said it, okay? We just know who said it. We don't.
Guys,
No.
What even?
guys, do
No,
not
guys,
tell Void. Do not tell Void.
We're not gonna tell Viper. He's gonna.
Right, Viper was gone the entire
You realize
time.
there's a whole chat of people that the second he comes back are gonna go.
Nobody-
God, they said the
Nobody-
Let's go back to
I'm
topic.
Nobody say the
I'll
N-word.
talk to everyone in chat. I'm good with people. I'll talk to.
All right, everybody, you're a little brother. We're like your cool older brother. You came in, so I was like smoking weed
Guys,
with the dudes.
Yeah,
You guys
guys,
gotta tell mom.
Guys,
Tell
can we
mom
like,
about the weed, okay?
can we
should move
seriously
on.
go
We
back to
should move on.
topic?
We should-
Alright,
No, okay, now I'm gonna get
All right, as
off
the
the
de
channel.
facto leader, I will go ahead and move this train to keep it chugging. Okay, so
Don't
we are
go
done
on.
with that. We are moving on. We're gonna go from the
go
core.
to me, Cosmic.
Oh,
I
I thought
swear
we
to God,
did
if
you.
you-
We didn't do me.
You know,
That's
actually,
why the fuck I
let's-
always said let's go back to topic.
Let's do you because I don't want to go from the
Yeah, I
chorus
really
of
want
N-words
to.
immediately to the pandemic.
I
So-
really want to do rap. Like,
All right, let's hear Rat.
yeah.
I have no fucking idea. You tell me.
Moving on.
Alright, I'm back. What happened?
N-word?
Everyone shut up.
Nothing.
Everyone shut the fuck up.
Alright, I'm back. What
Nothing
happened?
Nothing. We're talking about Rat scandal.
Oh,
Yes.
Let's move on to COVID now.
Nick, can you pull out a next topic out of the hat?
Don't tell mom about the weed, guys.
alright. We can move on to COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
Alright, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to the biggest topic, COVID-19.
It's a sign of protest because
Yay!
So I hope everyone's having. I want to say something. I hope everyone's having a good time. I hope everyone's
Stop
having a
irritating.
good time while on the quarantine. Sorry for extroverts though. I don't think they might.
George,
have some
George,
issues.
you
I don't
gotta
think there's.
stop
I don't think that's a
irritating.
big demographic here, Viper.
But okay. But
I
anyways, so a couple things to talk about. I believe one of the only countries that has done it the best, that's handled it so far, is Taiwan. And you know why?
Taiwan doesn't exist. It's
We
called
just
Chinese
lost all
Taipei.
our Chinese subsidy money, Viper.
Oh no!
You know,
Oh no, god damn it, we're supposed
I have an idea. Let's just not talk
But
about
you
COVID-19
want-
as a sign of protest that the media's just filled with it.
well, you know
We
why?
should switch
well,
gears a little bit because this is a big deal.
Well, you know why Taiwan done it pretty good? Because they pretty much prevented the outbreak in their country.
That'll do it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. And they're not. And the thing is, Taiwan is not part of the World Health Organization, so they're not related to it at all. So they don't take advice from them. They're on their own, and just them on their own was able to.
Oh God! All right. Well, speaking of, I'm looking out the window right now. There are two motherfuckers in masks and gloves just walking down the street. It's sad. Here's the thing, guys. To break this down on a personal level, I'm sorry we didn't get to have a show for so long during this pandemic. We just didn't get the chance. Who's joining and leaving?
Rat.
Doing that, Rat.
Ban Rat.
Discord just keeps fucking doing a shitty.
Shitty.
Yeah, it's been doing shitty pissies all day, dude.
Shitty.
So, it's been like a fucking never-ending nightmare that you can't wake up from. It's weird. None of us have really ever lived through something on this scale. You know, even 9/11, I think most of us just got to live in the shadows of. I don't fucking remember that shit. I was in New York. I don't remember that shit. I was like, I'm one. So, oh, there goes my pen. It's fucked up. It's horrible. And I just wanted to offer solidarity. Glad we could be here for a show today. And yeah, hoard that toilet paper.
Oh my God, that's.
Don't hoard it.
No.
That's
Crazy
why we
thing,
can't
man.
buy any anymore.
No, I think they're putting limits on how much you can buy now to stop that.
But you
some
still
places.
can't get it. Like here where I am, like they have the limits that you can only get one package, but you still can't manage to get any.
Yeah, it sucks.
Wait, who
And
is
the
the
fucking
guy who
Arabs
cuts
are fucking laughing at us because they use water instead of toilet paper.
That's nasty. I don't care. I'd rather
Oh,
wait.
what the
Like
fuck?
Well, you
once
know,
we run out of toilet paper, I'm just not shitting. I'm not.
That's actually
pour water
disgusting.
down
Well,
my
Water,
asshole.
water on your ass.
Well, okay. Well, bidets and shit are great, but if we're talking about like the weird, like old school fucking Ottoman Empire, pour water down the back of your ass with a bucket shit,
Oh.
I ain't doing
Well,
doing that.
okay, everyone, but I don't know what is there to talk about really, but I think there's one thing I want to stress on is I get that the term social distancing could be very confusing, and I find that to make it easier for everyone to understand, just please, if you can, stay home. But if you can't stay home, try to maintain like 6 feet away from others to protect yourself and others from getting coronavirus.
And I think the biggest fucking fallout here, which is devastating. We'll get into this a little bit more in the personal lives section, but I was working for a little bit during this whole fucking thing. I was working at Starbucks for a few minutes before everything shut down.
Did
being a fucking
Starbucks declare
frontline.
bankruptcy too?
No, they didn't. I don't think so.
You were working at Starbucks?
I probably would have heard about that. We'll get into that. But yeah, everyone was wearing gloves. The place was empty.
What about
It
face
was horrific.
masks?
It was it was dystopian. It was freaky. I couldn't fucking believe it. And to just like, because really all we can do about this is talk about this on a personal level. You know, we can give the fucking like pseudo intellectual, everybody stand clear and we'll get through this crisis together. We're not presidents. We're not world leaders. We're
I'm
just
just
here
upset
doing the
that-
show.
I'm just
I'm not even directing that towards you.
I'm
There's
just
a lot of
upset
people out
that
there.
the countries
that
that
kind
had
of
time to respond didn't respond fast enough. And then we have shit, and then we have countries like Iran. Oh, there's coronavirus, and then they straight up deny that they have coronavirus.
Yeah, and especially countries that don't have a fucking excuse for their shitty response, like the United motherfucking States, the richest goddamn country in the world.
Oh yeah,
and
Trump.
Right now,
I don't want to
have
get
fucking
into that.
skyrocketed to the top worldwide in coronavirus cases, and it's gonna get worse, guys. We're already
Yeah.
reopening the economy. People are going back to work. It is
no
a
one's doing
disaster.
shit about it as well.
And,
Unlike
and
nothing
another
they
thing
will.
I'm really pissed off about is those people that are still like partying, going to bar, going to beaches.
Oh yeah, just arrogant motherfuckers.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we're not afraid because we're young and stuff, and they do. They're
Those are
trying to protect
retarded fucks.
fucking others, not just yourself. Even if you won't die, sometimes it's not about being afraid you'll die. Sometimes being afraid you might affect others. You might. What else? What else I want to say? You might
Like
maybe
those people-
you're afraid of the pain. Maybe the pain
You're
is
just increasing the
unbearable.
infection.
You could
pool.
kill your
Yeah.
grandmother.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly. Like
People are
fucking hell.
retarded.
And people
You know.
got underlying conditions. Like I got
And not
fucking
just that,
asthma.
you're
If I
not
catch
helping
that shit,
trying
I'm
to
out.
kill the virus too. But you know, there's me, man. Ever since I heard about the coronavirus from like February, like I think somewhere mid-February, I've been wearing an N95 mask.
Yeah, let me just say how angry, like, the universe is just doing this to piss me off. Because on this show in January, during the whole fucking Iran thing, I said, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something, guys, and I think Batman said, no, it'll be fine, but I thought it would be a big deal. It wasn't. It was fucking nothing. Then coronavirus came around, Viper was freaking the fuck out, and I said, it'll be fine, and now it's the fucking end of the world, just to show me up.
I think that's
Yeah, exactly. That's like,
Wait, what?
Just to
Wait,
make me
what did I
wrong.
do?
So
Wait, could you repeat that? What did I do?
in January, I was freaking out about the World War III shit, and you said it would be fine. And then Viper was freaking about coronavirus. I said it would be fine, and fucking inverse situation, because
Okay.
there can only be world crises if it somehow makes me look like an idiot. Only way we can.
I think
That's
most
the
of us thought that Corona at the start wasn't going to be.
Yeah, no, because it follows the pattern we've had with these, like, oh no, it's the end of the world viruses since 2014.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
like
We've had
like
like
with the
Ebola.
original, it's like-
Ebola.
You had
No,
Ebola,
I mean, it's
super
it's like with
localized.
the thing. The thing is, it's like with the original SARS virus that was like in the early 2000s, I believe.
2003.
Yeah, 2003. It pretty much stayed in China and didn't go much abroad.
Oh,
that's probably also the
Toronto,
mentality.
Toronto.
Yeah, and what I was saying is that's pretty much been the pattern with these outbreaks since, like, in the last 20 years. There's been localized outbreaks. You had that with Ebola. There's like a couple cases in the West, and people freak out. Then then it's fine. You had that with SARS. You had that with Ebola. You had that with Zika. So it made sense that would be the case with Corona.
The avian
But-
flu.
Well, I want to hit on that for a second. I think part of the problem has to do with the timing of the virus. It happened during Chinese New Year, Lunar Festival, where lots of Chinese people are traveling around the world and going around places just to celebrate Chinese New Year, and that's what caused the spread to be so quick. Before it was just Chinese people, and it became Iranian and Italians, and now it's the whole world everyone's afraid of. So.
So
Yeah, I was drinking water. So the only, I think, the biggest assholes were the people that knew they had symptoms, knew they were not feeling well, but they still decided to bypass border checkpoints to get into a country all because they just want to eat French food. Particularly that, I think I talked about it last time. There was this asshole saying, "Oh, I have symptoms, but I took Tylenol to reduce the symptoms so I can get past the border checkpoint to go to France." And then I went to France and spread the coronavirus in France, and then I got arrested.
Bruh.
it's
And you
fucked
know
up.
how Italy went? You know why Italy became so serious? Because
Yeah.
there was this one guy, it's something to do with the cruise ship or something, I don't remember. There was one guy saying he thinks he had coronavirus, and all the doctors were in every clinic he went to straight up ignored him, saying, "No, you don't, no, you don't, no, you don't." And then guess what happened? Everywhere he go, he infected others in the same clinic. And
now
we have this.
Yeah, that's 10 deaths now.
You know, and
1945.
then it kind of sounds similar to the Spanish flu when I think about it, because in the Spanish flu, it was like the doctors were telling this, like the commanders, like, "This is not good. The people are too crowded. No social distancing. It's just gonna help spread the virus." And they're like, "Shut up. It's fine." And then, nope, it's not fine. All right.
The thing with the Spanish flu was, I think social distancing was like more held in that time, pretty much because it was at the end of World War One. You couldn't do much anyway.
No,
because
it was
everything-
during World War One that I think it all began. Like,
It began in 1918.
no.
Amazing.
It was already kind of there before 1918. That's the thing. It was already
But
there
it-
during the war.
It stayed in Spain when it
No,
crossed
th-
to the
no,
front.
no.
okay,
It
here's
didn't
the-
come
here's
from
the-
Spain.
It really
It didn't
was-
come
it really
from
was a
Spain.
problem
No,
on
no,
the
no, no,
front
no.
lines.
Don't get misconception by it. It didn't come from Spain. Just because it's named Spanish
Didn't
flu.
come from Spain, but in
Yes,
Spain,
Yeah,
no,
but
it
the
came
only
from Kansas.
reason
Kansas.
why it's named the only reason
One
why
time.
it's named the Spanish flu is because Spain was the first one to publish about it, whereas countries like United States and United Kingdom censored it, which is exactly the same thing that China was trying to do.
I don't want to talk too much about the Spanish flu because people have been comparing and contrasting, and it's been mongering the fuck out of fear. Spanish flu, 90 million people died. It was a fucking disaster. I think we may be able to get out of this a little bit better than that because, one, at the time, it was the 1920s. It was the late 1910s. There wasn't
Medicine was
there was
shit.
fuck all
Medicine was
medicine.
shit.
We were just barely leaving like the fucking bloodletting and like what was it, like the 5 humors phase of medicine world. So there's that. So yeah, I was gonna say, but at the same time, it was easier to social distance then. There wasn't as much globalization and people moving back and forth. We weren't as connected. So You could take either one of those messages. You could be hopeful about that, or you could, oh my god, it's the end of the world. Now we're all interconnected. We're all going to fucking die. Let's move to Madagascar. But at the end of the day, you gotta just, this is a situation. Usually I come out here and I'm super in favor of people staying connected, not withdrawing. It pisses me off when people just like take a back seat to the universe and go, I'm apathetic, I don't care, it's too much for my brain. I hate that. I think, especially in democracies, you have an obligation to be informed so you can be a good citizen. But there are exceptions. This case right now is a truly fucking horrific Leviathan beast, and there's nothing most of us can do about it. And that's scary. That's scary. Humans, we like to control our lives, and right now we are being thrusted away from, I think, the era where we've had arguably the most control of our lives into immediately, like into 7 days, and probably less than a week, thrust into a new era, really. Like, this decade kind of just fucking hit hard. Came out of nowhere. Boom. Before, after 2010s, 2020s. Well, so, in this specific situation, if you need to withdraw a little bit, if you feel like focusing inward, finishing a project, fucking, or just sitting all day smoking weed, watching Netflix, do what you gotta do. Do what you got to do to get through this, because right now the only way we're going to get this specific, we're not going to get through this by being informed citizens, really, or being super informed citizens. Obviously, be smart. Don't be an ignoramus motherfucker crossing borders and licking toilets and going to parties. Stay at home when you can. If you got to work, my heart fucking goes out to you. But just operate with the very surface level understanding of what we're doing, so that you can be a safe citizen and do what you can to flatten the curve. But you don't need to be reading articles every day. Oh, this is how much masks we're running out of here, and we're all going to die there, and it's the end of the world. I know people in my family have fallen into that trap. Turn off CNN if you gotta. I mean, I don't think anyone here is fucking watching CNN. Turn off the news if you gotta. It's okay to withdraw right now. This is a seriously fucked up situation. We gotta withdraw a little bit. Be with those we love. Be super inward driven.
I want to mention, did you know Greenland wasn't untouchable? They had coronavirus too now.
Greenland?
Oh, yeah, no. Greenland is not untouchable. They have a case of coronavirus.
Plague Inc. Plague Inc.
I think we're about to lose the game.
We've been in lockdown for about a week, and we're going to be in lockdown for another 2 weeks. Like, I went outside a couple days ago, and it is empty. I'll actually send the video. I'll send you guys a video.
Yeah, Toronto is pretty empty too. Like, I went on the train. I was like, holy crap! There's so little people on the train when I had to. I still had to work even during like other countries were quarantined already. It was only, but I was very concerned. And
so we're talking about our work and shit and all that, and how it gets into our personal life. So I think we should move.
I mean,
yeah. So I guess we can move on to
move into personal.
And take a look in general. My videos are.
We didn't talk about economic recession, but I think we already know what.
Yeah, George, that shit's terrible. Let me just say, the photos that I've like, not even just out there, but I've been personally sent from New York, because I got all sorts of friends and family. I was born there, lived the first 11 years of my life in New York. It is a fucking horror show in that city. It has become the epicenter.
It is I Am Legend
of the outbreak. It really is. It is some fucking I Am Legend shit, and it is scary.
I think, Cosmic, you can now have one factor to cling on to that was a positive about you moving to Maryland, is that you are still alive.
You're right. I guess fucking 8 years later, the 8 years of no direction and depression, they were all worth it, guys. We're all going to be okay.
I mean, I'm looking at like
you have depression, but you're still alive. That's a positive.
That's true. That is a little... Well,
economic recession.
That means the housing crisis was a good thing.
So economic recession, we'll just touch on this briefly because I'm going to get into the personal lives bit, but
let's kill the economy.
It's fucked up. Right now, especially for my family, it's a scary time. For those of you who don't know, my father's a musician. My mother runs like a little kind of music teaching organization here in Maryland. And we pretty much make our entire income on large social gatherings.
Oh.
Yeah, so to say it's been devastating is a little bit of
they close jobs here.
Your neighbor can save you.
Oh, thank God for my fucking neighbor, man.
I mean, Cosmic has a new PC now. So.
By the way, I have to be right back.
Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah, my neighbor did actually build me a new computer. She's named Betty. Sick. The computer's named Betty, not my neighbor.
Explain the transition.
Who's your neighbor? Well, I mean, no. The computer's Betty.
Computer's Betty. My neighbor is Sarah.
I see.
Been on the show before. She has transitioned, so that's Sarah. I think you met her.
I did?
When she was here. When she was Zach, you met her. Now she's Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee
Yeah.
Allen.
Zach went the way of the Lee. Or Sarah went the way of the Lee, excuse me.
When did
We all very
did she do
supportive.
that?
Around a couple months ago.
Huh.
She already
Yeah,
had hormones,
I've been
or-
well, the whole deal is you have to go through, I think, like six months of state therapy before they give you the prescription because, bureaucracy.
Oh,
And I think right now that may be put on hold because of the pandemic, which is just totally blows. But, yeah, it's good. She's always had struggles her whole life staying on track and finding meaning in shit, so I'm really happy that she's finding herself and discovering this shit. It's really been easy. Yeah. But, yeah, she's a fucking OG. She hasn't cleaned the chicken coop in a couple months, but she did build me the computer.
I guess I have to change the wiki page a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
I guess so. Shit.
Let me do that now, actually.
Just awesome. Thank you, George,
yeah.
keeping our info up to date.
Yeah. Do
So,
one for the MapperCast as well.
Cosmic's neighbor. My name is Cosmic's neighbor. I don't know anything about mapping.
Okay, wait. Well, are we going down the list?
Yeah, well, I guess we've said what we gotta say about the recession.
Yeah.
Let's go into personal lives. Oh, wait, Batarang is in here. Fuck.
Fuck.
We'll go back
We
around here.
can't go to the end.
I have to go somewhere again, so I kind of want to start again.
Do you have another job interview?
No, I have to do something, and I kind of have
Guys,
to mute.
MapperCast is cancelled because job interview.
No. Alright, so I'll talk about my personal since the last episode, so for the past month. Yes, my whole life has been job interviews. We're practicing for job interviews while working.
Yeah, we'll go
and
bottom up.
getting rejected every time. And then having on my last interview say, hey, this will be your last interview.
Hey, Alp!
This will be your last interview due to coronavirus, so good luck. Hey, I hope you missed the new transitions. Other than that, while I was practicing, I didn't really get time. Well, I also didn't feel like working on any videos because of I was focused on making sure I do good on the job interview. And sadly, I didn't get any of the job. And one of them even forced me to do an assessment that took me the whole night, no sleep. So, yeah, very painful. Hopefully, I'll get a job soon after the coronavirus. But because my current job is coming to an end, it's a contract, so gotta find a new job. So, yeah.
Oh well.
Hopefully that I can get a new job. So that's my personal life.
Good luck, Wood.
We're rooting for
Okay,
you.
now Rat.
Right.
Yeah, basically, like the main thing is that school goes down, and that I can't do shit with friends anymore, which basically gives me flashbacks to a couple of years ago, where I basically was isolating, but
Yeah,
could
we
you say my choice?
yeah, we feel you, man. We were all there.
Yeah. Anyways, at least I feel more comfortable sitting in my room for the vast majority of the day, but it also kind of sucks because I can't meet people anymore, and yeah. But other than that, like, I've been reading some books and shit, so I at least got that going.
Epic.
Yeah, there's nothing much to do. I haven't done anything for the past 3 months. I've been looking for a job interview, but you know how that went.
Oh.
Corona. Every job is closed. Nobody's accepting
No, you go
anyone
to the
anymore.
hospital, they will offer you work.
Yes. But that's pretty much it. Imperial.
Yes, so the main thing that I notice is obviously that I don't have university anymore, and that is kind of destroying like the whole schedule I had on my days, and it kind of sucks really. That's not the main problem. I mean, I can live with extra free time. God, I really like it, but yeah, as Red said, the main problem is my lack of social interaction. And since I've gotten gotten more extroverted in the last 2 years,
Social anxiety.
it really sucks. I still have. There's this recommendation that you shouldn't meet with anyone from outside your household, but you can legally meet with one person that is not from your household at the same time. And I'm kind of doing that right now because otherwise I might just drift into insanity because I need other people.
The thing is, we're currently talking about here in Germany about just complete lockdown. Like,
Please don't.
Police patrolling the streets and fucking killing you when you
The
are
revolution, military junta.
I mean, that's probably what.
what the Indian police is doing right now is fucking horrific.
Okay,
Like in India,
What's going on in India?
just know that if I would have no chance to meet with at least this one person that lives right next to me, so I can just meet her regularly. Without that, I would probably go insane. I would probably start talking with myself instead. I think it would go this far. Not gonna lie.
just going to say one more thing. The Indian police at the moment, because India is under lockdown, if you're caught outside on the streets, the police have the order to
Yeah,
do anything
material
with you.
law. Material law.
They're going to fucking whip you out with ropes. They are fucking spitting on you and shit.
Wow, that really stops the virus from going even
Yeah,
further.
spit on someone. That's how a virus stops.
Oh yeah, that's great.
The police forced some people who were out to like do 100 push-ups, and every time when they collapsed,
boss.
they kicked them.
It's a very bumpy riot, I know.
Okay.
Let me tell you, my friend. My name is Richashmi. You got me of 10,000 rupee payable by tomorrow.
They're just
You
gonna
don't
ask for
ask your man there.
just
Okay,
young
okay,
girls that go on the
okay.
street like they just show Bob and Virginia.
Bob and Virginia.
She's so bobbing.
Alright, George, what's happened to you since the...
What's happened to me?
What's happened to you, George?
I think what more accurately it is what's not happening to me, and I've been growing a beard. I haven't shaved in a while. Yeah,
Just the usual, you know.
Nice.
just
not
the usual. And
Taking cocaine.
I also do because I'm the young kid. I am the younger brother of the group. So I would like to mention everyone who was supposed to be graduating this year, myself included. We did not have a send off. We did. Who is echoing? There is an echo. Well, basically, we did not have
I
a
think it's
send.
Imperial.
How? Like, it never echoes through me. It never did before.
Okay, wait. Test. Cosmic, it's you.
It's echoing through
Is it me? No, because I hear the echo too.
Okay, move on.
Alright, so anyway, we didn't have a send-off, we're not having a prom. I don't even know if we're gonna have graduation, and it kinda sucks because this is kind of the penultimate culmination of my life so far. So, like, having it
where the road goes.
So it kinda sucks, but also what's more sucks is that, guys, I've been sober for 5 fucking days.
Oh my
Why
god.
don't buy
No,
more
I'm sorry,
alcohol
I'm
if
sorry,
you can't
guys.
stay being
Why
sober?
even
Why?
live? Why even live at that point?
Oh my god, I'm so itchy everywhere. I've been coming down. I'm not.
Oh,
What we've
God,
done with
George.
friends was we went on Discord, made screen share, and just got drunk together on Discord.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
And another friend
Guys,
of
we
mine
should
has
do that.
resorted
We
to
should-
like
we should
drinking with
all-
people on VR chat. So that's going for him.
Guys,
Oh,
on one of
not into
our last
that.
MapperCast, we all need to buy vodka. We're all gonna get drunk on the show, and we're just gonna talk about our lives.
Okay,
That sounds nice.
Yeah,
More
it's
of a
not, but,
elitist.
yeah, but the
But
thing
yeah.
is, it's not gonna allow
I
it.
mean, me and Seplio was supposed to make this mapping podcast, and we were gonna like do challenges, and I was gonna do challenges, and he was gonna watch. Basically, every time, like in mapping, there was like a ... I would take a shot.
Oh, don't watch any of my videos. You'll die.
Yeah.
You'll fucking die, George.
I think Chris did a drinking game with Freespawn in his World War III simulation where every time a country switched sides he had to take a shot.
Yeah.
I think Chris is almost dead.
No. No.
Honestly, like if you did that for one of my videos, I think you'd lose.
And that's why Chris isn't on the show today.
Okay, Cosmic, you go now.
Okay, so I've had a fucking rocky couple of months here. Shit's been fucked. February after the last show, shit was alright. it hasn't been like, yay, I'm riding high in so fucking long, but it was generally pretty good. Bernie Sanders was winning at the time, so I was kind of riding off of that energy. But obviously that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are going okay in February. I was lucky enough before the pandemic to pretty much like just be able to squeak in a little bit of socializing. I traveled up to New York and spent some time with my neighbor, brought down Betty, had a few brews, smoked a few dabs. We hung out and she has a massive attic. It's like an attic made of 4 different attics. It has like 4 different rooms in the attic. One room is for the chickens. There's shit everywhere and there's hay. It's great. There's a farm room with like plants and weed and shit. Then there's a storage room. And then finally, there's a theater room with a projector. Yeah, there's vines off the walls and the neon. It's awesome.
All right, I'm back. What are we talking about?
We sat in there. We fucking ate like fucking breakfast burritos and drank fucking brews and watched King of the Hill on the projector. It was great. It was the high life.
Yeah.
Then, I went from immediately. Yeah, I was the king of the hill that day. Like immediately I went from immediately like from the highest point in my life in months to the fucking lowest. The bus ride home.
I feel you.
Yeah, brother. The bus ride home from New York was tragic. It was on a Super Tuesday. So I got to sit there. First of all, it's already sad because like, oh, now I'm going home by weekend. That was nice. And so but this time I get to sit there and actively watch my future crumble in front of me as we drive, as the results from that night trickled in and it became abundantly clear that they're not going to get healthcare anytime soon. So that was a great night. Came home pretty devastated, cried myself to sleep. Woke up, it was another day. Life goes on. I've been through that rodeo before. 2016 taught me how to deal with that. But then, this virus shit happened, and took us for a fucking ride. There goes my family's income. So I had to go look for a fucking job. And by the way, so I could... First of all, it's mainly for Half-Life. Let's make that clear. If it comes between paying rent and buying Half-Life, it's going to be Half-Life % of the time.
Half-Life, Alex. Hell yeah, get that game, dude.
So I get the job. Somehow I get a job interview and they hire me like 3 days before the entire world shuts down. I got to work for 5 days. Fucking, I learned how to make a caramel macchiato, fucking mocha frappuccino, the like crazy drinky shit. I got to wear the apron and say, "Hey, welcome to Starbucks." It was great. It was fun. Then we all shut down. We all go home. There goes the money. I'm pretty sure I'm still on catastrophe pay, so I think I might have secured a little bit of income just for no reason, like right before the world ended. And here we are now. So it was a crazy few months. But overall, it was.
We're not even at the peak of Corona. It's like it's going to get worse.
Yeah. I'm guessing Batron is not here, so Alf, you go.
The Batron died.
February and March, right? So February was alright. I went to skiing for the first time.
Ooh, nice.
With the family.
Going skiing in February in Germany has some negative connotations.
But anyhow, right? So other than a small international crisis over here, it was fine. Then March happens and everything goes down. As in, my grandmother passes away.
Oh, brother.
And it was right as the virus lockdown happened here. Oh, yeah.
That's brutal, man. I'm sorry, dude.
Sorry.
It's Bruggle hours. It's like
2020.
We're in this shit to get. 2020 is a cold war.
It's going to be so fucking great.
It was pretty much the same. Like 2019, my end was pretty good. Like I went clubbing.
2019 was good, and then 2020 comes and it's like, hey guys, let me end your lives.
My mentality
literally, like I was
like it wasn't an extraordinarily good year, but it also wasn't an extraordinarily bad year.
Yeah. It was,
Let's
wasn't as
go with
bad
some
as
let's go with some optimism into 2020. It's
I
going to be
miss my
great.
childhood.
Then the
Same.
Iran crisis happened. Then I thought,
Third day in 2020.
Yeah, literally, dude. I tried to come into this year with a good attitude. I was gonna get stuff done. You know, I'm gonna get a job in January, and I'm gonna get videos out, and it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna make all sorts of personal improvements, and then nope.
Cosmic.
No,
72
COVID
hours.
Ring the
Cosmic,
bell.
72.
Ring the bell. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah, but Cosmic, 72 hours after you said that, and almost like the fucking crisis happens.
It's
like,
brutal.
like 2020 was, for personal reasons, I really wanted like make a change. So I woke up 2020, January 1st. This is the very start of the year. So I wake up and I go outside and I'm just like enjoying the day, and I get a call. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I find out that one of my good friends had passed from like cancer.
Oh.
And so that was the first part of 2020 that wow. Then I got sick. For 2 weeks, I had shivering fits and I was still mourning, and then the virus hit and just everyone's falling apart. It's just really not.
Society's falling apart, guys.
we live in a society. At least I had a great talk.
Wait,
with
did
you
I-
about certain
Wait, I
Wikipedia
forgot to
pages.
mention, the universities are now only gonna do online education for this entire semester over here. Nationwide.
That's every school's university.
I haven't actually signed on. Void, the screen went black on the stream.
I noticed.
Alright, it's back up. Yeah, our school is down. We're doing online classes now. We signed up yet. Also, we should move on to the next topic.
Yeah, we should move on. Move on.
Okay.
Yeah, move on. Alright, everyone. So, so you notice some new transitions. If you didn't, well, too bad for you. We'll be discussing the potential changes to the format that we currently have right now. What new things we could possibly include.
Yeah, and give you each other
And
suggestions.
given that Discord decided to screw with us and remove the webcam feature, maybe there could be some changes be done.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to make
I
a few
feel like
changes.
we might have to stay on Discord. I don't know if we should maintain a Discord.
Going
type-
forward, we're probably going to have to do this in a Discord call so that we can continue to do all the face cam stuff we've been doing, because that shit has become a bedrock of the show. All sorts of fun, all sorts of just like prop comedy, for lack of a better word. Just hijinks. Yeah, goofy fucking bullshit hijinks.
But regardless
shit's
of
fun.
that, that's just the basic things. I think, Maya and I kind of talked about it, but we were talking about how maybe we could make it a little bit more easier to understand. Like for example, an easy one would be telling like what topic we're on, maybe a text display displaying what topic we're on, so that any new viewers that are coming in to watch will be able to see what topic we're on, so you don't have to ask what topic we are on. I just have to remember to change it when we move to the next topic.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, and it
Void.
didn't work.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. I think a
Um,
little bit of effort I might be able to do it, because I've seen people do it before. I just need to figure out how to do it. I got the transition thing working, so that took a while. But
Yeah,
It's
but
not
the
hard to do,
transitions
it's
are
hard to
fucking
remember
awesome.
to actually do it.
And I definitely like moving forward on just the overall aesthetic of the show, polishing shit, making it professional. I've been wanting to do this for a while. We really haven't gotten the chance to, but now we got all the fucking time in the world. I
quarantine.
wanted to get my dad, who did all the art for all my personal videos, professional artist, wanted to get him to do some art for the template, for the Discord, for the stream template.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Rat,
I
what
thought
were you
that'd be
saying?
really-
What were you
I've
saying,
been-
Rat? You talk about I was gonna do what?
Yeah, the thing with the topics is it's not actually hard to actually do it, but the thing is it's hard to remember to actually like change it every time we change topic.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
what I told Void.
I think I could do that though. Like I could remember to do that because I'm always looking back and forth to see if the screen went black.
That's
Oh.
cool. I think should definitely be our least
Maybe-
bottom of the
maybe-
priority list.
Maybe you
Well,
should have
no,
like
I
a
think
little.
it should be a priority because there are people that come in like late and they're like, "Wait, what topic we're on?" And then we get
That's
like,
actually true. That's a
off
good
topic,
classic.
and
Yeah.
then they're like, "What topic are we supposed to be on?" It's like kind of like that. So it really helps the viewers like and me like remember which topic we're on. So
Well, we'll keep.
Maybe-
Okay, that's a good idea. I'm
But then
definitely
what other
excited
things?
about like the hand-drawn
Yeah,
aspect.
what's the other thing?
Then we could put it on a mug.
well, what else
We
could
could
we
put it on a
what else could we
Maybe-
change
maybe-
about this? Because right now
maybe
the
we could
post
add, like,
right
a-
now we have is
MapperCast poster.
Maybe like a little fan art section, where
yeah,
we show off
but
fan arts
do
and
we
stuff.
even get fan arts?
Yeah,
do
but
we
I mean,
even
that's-
get
I-
fan
It's
art?
wishful
did
thinking.
before.
Right?
We did
All the fan
before.
art I've ever received was very lewd, and I shouldn't.
Maybe we
probably-
could also
It's
create,
just like Chris
we
sucking
could also
rat's
create a
dick in the bottom.
section.
I'm not rat for fuck's sake. I'm Imperial.
No, I'm just saying an example, but that's
Well, we
funny.
could also have a section for the pose as well. Like maybe
Yeah,
we could have
true.
the pose display on like the template. Like just have it display there.
Let's do a lot of Imperial.
Like I don't know. Like
It's not- it's
maybe you
okay.
could do that.
George,
But
do you have
I
anything
feel like
to-
a way would do it is I don't know if OBS Studio will allow me to do it, but like maybe I could take all the screenshot of the post, compile it in like a video, and then have it display in one section of the stream so that it goes through the polls every like I don't know, couple seconds, maybe every 10 seconds or so that we don't have to spend all the time at the end going through 100 polls because somebody didn't host for 2 months or something.
That's true, but I mean, listen. The point of the section where we go through the polls isn't just to be like, this is the results of our scientific study. The point is so that we can like talk about the results.
Well, we could talk about like the ones we want to talk about, but some of them is just
I agree.
let's say
Some
we
of
have
them are
100.
dumb.
Do we really want to go through all 100?
Shadow
Like-
Legends.
No.
Like, do we really want to go through all 100 and talk about all 100? No. So I was thinking like showing it would be nice for the ones we didn't get to talk about. We could still have a topic to talk about specific polls, but I definitely don't want to talk about all of them, especially if we don't have a podcast every week. Even though I said we possibly could, but then I haven't gotten a new job since then. Yeah, I think. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea? Compile the polls in the video, but then that's just more work for me, and then put it somewhere on the screen.
I think it's a good idea in theory, but I can tell like after this we do that, you're gonna forget or get lazy, and it's
Yeah, I know.
Like-
It's kind of like the same thing with the weekly alternate history thing I did. I kind of got sick of it after like 15 times of doing it. I'm like, it's boring.
Back.
I mean,
Well,
weekly.
like-
Welcome back.
I would also say that weekly is a bit too much.
No, weekly's
think-
fine. Weekly's just fine.
No,
No,
if
I'm
you,
talking about
like-
my weekly alternate history series.
Yes, I think weekly. I think 1 week is too. It's not enough time to produce such a video.
Well,
I've
no,
kind
because
of
if
learned
we
that.
host every week,
No,
then
I mean,
we only
what-
have 7
what-
polls, so it's only 7 polls I'm going to be making. Really.
I remember. I just forgot what the concept of it was.
Oh.
Speaking of which,
What
guys,
topic are we on right now?
polls, but like just quickly, I have a question. When Viper can't host, why doesn't someone else host?
Ask Cosmo.
Okay, well, mainly because I'm second in line, and I haven't made a video because I haven't made a video in a year, and I learned my lesson that you can't come back from big absences. Hey, everybody, I'm back. Here's MapperCast. Like that's not. You can't do that. You got to come back, make a splash, then you can get back and doing MapperCast shit. So directed at Rat. He's third in line.
Rat.
I'm not doing shit because always when we hosted, we had like 2 viewers in total.
We got like more than we're getting right now.
No.
Listen, I would host it, but I have like 5 subscribers.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
20k almost. I think Cosmic has like 1,000. Rat, you have maybe 8,000.
Yeah, but nobody
And, like-
watches live streams.
Rat, I will fucking guarantee you that if we do it on your channel, we will get as much, if not more, than we're getting right now.
Honestly, like most of these people, no offense, aren't even subscribed to Viper anyway. They're just Mapper fans who check out because of pinged. We should ping on more servers, attract a higher viewer base.
Yeah, but you know how that goes. MapperCast is.
I don't give a flying fuck.
I actually agree with that.
All right, hold on. Here's the immediate
One at a
changes
time.
we need to make.
One
Here's
at
the
a time.
immediate changes we need to make to get that shit going. First of all, I got to get that hand-drawn shit going. When people see, like, no offense to Rat or Viper, like we've talked about before, when people see, like, the gradient gray, gradient to black live stream thumbnail, it projects a veil of sadness and death. You don't want to click on that. It's sad. It's
I get
unfortunate.
that.
And the only reason it's that way is because it was made in a night because of a stream we were going to do the next day with Tiger Star. So we needed something really fucking fast. That's the only reason.
Oh, so the format Rant's been sending me is.
Yeah, that's why it is, and it
yeah.
works
So
fine
yeah,
for
we
that.
do
It
need
works-
to change it, but
Here's the thing. It's a stepping stone. Once we get professional hand-drawn thumbnail, that shit attracts. And it's not even like in this, metric around the round table at Google. We need search engine optimization. No,
well,
it's
another
about
thing.
projecting an atmosphere. I
Well,
think
another thing I
want
want to mention is I kind of copy the same format on the new. You've noticed on the new transitions for the free-for-all.
Yeah,
and the
exactly. Like
Wildcard.
it's a vestigial evolution. Like it's just keeping these old. I don't know. That's the first thing we need to do is get that hand-drawn format that I'm gonna get done.
Also,
Well, Carson, when I hear you're gonna get done, is it gonna take a week or is it gonna take 2 years?
I mean, well, I'm gonna try to get. First of all, it's not me that's gonna do it, and second of all, if we want it to be good, maybe a month. Maybe it'll take a month to get done. I can send you.
See.
My dad made a van wrap.
Just
for,
make sure it's not copyrighted.
I'll show you. It's not gonna be fucking copyrighted. If it's drawn by my father.
We are going to
Alright.
copyright it.
Get it.
All
Guys,
rights
I'll
Second
take
thing
your
we
word
need to
for
do-
it.
Second
all
thing.
rights reserved to Void Byte Pro Production.
Second thing we need to immediately do following that is we need to take George. We got to put a little crown on his head and bring him in as a member. That's the second thing we need to fucking do. Because George is the fucking best, and people will show up for George because he is the fucking best. So that's what we need to do.
George.
What
I
else?
propose that we do that right now.
No.
Come on,
What?
Mike.
We do it. We
I
don't do
propose that
it.
we do it
We don't
now.
do
I
this
propose that
live.
we-
We don't do it. We don't do it
Get
live.
on our knees.
Cosmic. Of all the members, we don't do it live, so we don't talk about.
We
these
did it.
things
We did
live.
it. We did it
No,
live.
we
for,
talk about the
Al-
results. We talk about the results, but we don't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about
How
like
about-
we don't
how
talk
about-
about it when we
How
do
about we
it.
just how about we just decide this by the next podcast?
How about
We will make a whole podcast around that. How about that?
No, we will talk about it
No.
after the podcast, which means from the time between the podcast, this podcast ends and the next podcast.
We gotta do it soon so we can write them into MM.
Well,
And we
okay,
wanna
yeah,
do-
yeah, but like here's the
Is it
thing. Back on the
Wolverine
subject of the
or no?
template, like they're like okay, so first things first, we're gonna do the video call change, right? We're gonna use video call on Discord, I assume, instead of the server way of doing it. If that's what I'm understanding. So what like okay, okay, Cosmin, you said your follower would draw it, but I want to put a strong emphasis that you have to remember the practicality behind it. The reason why this one works is because we have like an empty square that shows like the Discord thing behind it. Like I want to
Yeah,
make
I know
sure
you-
that you don't want to that your father doesn't spend too much time on the drawing that we forgot how to do the practical things on it, which is the
Well,
whole point
it'll
of the
fit.
template.
It'll fit the template.
Well, hopefully it will. Like, I just want to strongly emphasize on that. The second thing I want to mention is like the poll thing that I brought up. Like, you guys want to have that included? Like, you sure you guys want to have that included? Like, I don't think it would be that stressful as like weekly alternate history. Because when I did weekly alternate history, I had to like read the comments, pick which choose and which one, record myself talking every time. It's actually more work. But this is not as much work.
Guys. Yeah.
What?
We should move.
Okay.
Okay, George.
Does anyone else have any ideas on how to improve the template?
As Cosmic said, more color is more good.
Yeah.
true.
I agree. But then what about the new ones I made for the Wildcard and Freefall? I think that has to be changed too, right?
Just change the color of it.
We can see, yeah, you can.
Alright,
the color.
sure. And I want to mention that
back,
MapperCast
go
anniversary is coming up on April 17th,
Oh, yeah.
so this will be a good time to change all these templates.
4 years.
So we
Let's
will.
have a contest.
George, our contests never work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
George, if you host
we
it,
will
it'll
need
probably
to.
work.
We will need to decide. We are going to do George soon because we got to know before I get the art done because I needed to have him. I need to know if we're going to put him in the art or not.
Alright. Well, until we should move on because I gotta poll. No.
He set the line. He set the line.
We should discuss the Macedonian interchat.
Okay,
I don't know what
what
that
is
is.
the
Someone
interchat?
explain to me what that is.
What's the end?
Alright, boys, I'm a new fag.
What?
So recently, a bot has been developed. It's called the Macedonian interchat that I did not think. Basically, what it does is it uses webhooks to allow servers to communicate to each other through other servers. So there's a global chat, which was actually my idea. So the diarchy's in it, the station's in it, the interchat's in it, BMC's in it, I'm pretty sure com's in it. Basically, most major servers are in it. And this really could change the game for Macedonia as we know it, because when we came to Discord, it really fragmented in terms of communities. Like, how there was just TMC on Google+, and that was it. That was the end-all, be-all. Like, TMC was synonymous with Macedonia itself. And now there's, like, so many communities. You can't be in, like, every mapping community. You can only be in, like, 100 servers, and there's, I'm pretty sure, around 400 mapping servers. Somewhere around there.
What the hell? Really?
So,
that much?
Yeah, I back in like 2018, I went on every server I could. I clicked on every invite in every advertising channel, and I put a list of all of them on my shitty knockoff wiki. And there was about 200 then, so there's probably at least 4. This could really change the game for me, really help unite us. And I think it's something that we should all be talking about more, and how servers should be partnering up with each other to get direct chats to like insinuate to like initiate mergers between. I just think it's a very good thing. You should add your server to it. Yeah, that's it really.
So what do you guys think?
I fucking love it because, like George said, the community, especially when I joined, there was the wiki. And then that was the hub. That's where you went. You want to talk to people, you want to join the community, you went to the wiki. The only reason I ever started doing what I'm doing today is because someone in the wiki told me how to turn anti-aliasing off. So, yeah, I love the idea of having a centralized hub. And then, in 2016, it was the wiki and it was us. And then that was it. So I love the idea of bringing everyone back together, bringing the warring kingdoms back together under one banner. So, yeah, I love this idea.
A global chat would be pretty nice.
Love the idea. Let's do it. Let's get the MapperCast Discord in there. Let's get all the Discords in there. Love it.
George,
Yeah, a global chat where people can still remain separate, but also can talk to each other.
Yeah, George, you do your thing.
I as you can probably guess, so
Okay.
George is Jew. George is Jew.
George is Jew.
George is Jew.
Alright, what's next?
Next topic is 2020 presidential elections. Who will
Jesus
win?
Lord
Trump.
Christ and
Trump
mercy.
will win.
Yeah, Trump.
It's
It's gonna be Trump. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
like-
Trump.
So basically, Trump is getting all the attention right now. Like Joe Biden's hardly even covered anymore, or Bernie Sanders. It's just
Wait.
Trump 24/7.
Here's the thing about that. That may actually help Biden because that's how he got through the primary. That's why he's nowhere to be seen right now. Is because
Talk
his
less.
team. Yep, exactly. Talk less, win more. That's worked for
Wait,
the
hold
primary,
on. I want to
and
understand
it may work
something.
for the election. Unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm back. Are we still on the bot, the interchat thing we were talking
No.
about?
No,
We're talking about
Presidential election.
Oh,
I'm talking about how Trump's gonna fuck Biden in the ass harder than my dad.
okay.
No.
Ouch. Somehow fucking Joe Biden wins the presidential election. I think we're truly in the most cursed timeline ever.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Joe Biden
I mean,
wins, then the
neither option is good.
government
Joe
better be a
Biden
little
winning
interesting.
is the bad ending.
What?
One at a
that
time,
like-
guys.
Trump is at least something familiar. We know what we're getting
we
into.
know his.
No, listen.
Okay,
This is a
alright.
game. This is a game, and you have two endings. You either get decapitated or you die from a heart attack. Choose from.
Here's the thing. I don't necessarily agree with that Joe Biden is materially worse than Trump, but I will say that I think a Joe Biden presidency would be overall worse than 4 more years of Trump, because I've said it before, I'll say it again, 4 years of Biden, or 8 years of Biden, God forbid, is a fucking tranquilizer in the arm of the labor movement in the United States. There will be no opposition, there will be no Democratic fire, nothing. I think if you at least keep Trump in there, you give us another 4 years to rebuild the coalition, maybe have another go at it in 2024. You keep Biden, neoliberalism for the next fucking 3 decades. And that, honestly, is a much worse fucking fate than just
Bad
4 years of
ending.
Trump. That is the bad ending.
Wait, is Biden actually that bad?
Oh, he's horrible. He's terrible.
Biden.
What about
The
Sanders? What
Democrats
happened to
don't-
Sanders?
Republicans hate
What
Biden.
happened to
Everyone
Sanders?
hates Biden. And the thing is, Biden will destroy Bernie, which is sad. I'm Republican, and I think Bernie winning is the good ending. That's how shitty the American election process is.
Yeah, same. I usually am more of the conservative side, but I kind of want this guy to win because healthcare is human right, and even that, as a European, I have to say that. No, I'm not forced to say it, but it's like it's ingrained in our thing.
You're forced to say it by Angela Merkel or
You live in a civilized side.
Like, I mean, it's just kind of sad how it's become a. Like, I'm an American citizen. I lived in New York for like 4 years. I will go back there soon. It's just a shame because if Trump wins again, then it's just really pessimistic. Like, there is nothing we as Americans can do, and I think that's the mindset we're probably gonna adapt. Like, alright, the Democrats are probably gonna, like, f the entire country for 20 years, because, you know, Texas is turning blue and Florida's turning blue, but, like, it doesn't even really matter anymore. Like, it just feels like everything anyone does doesn't work. And it's
You're completely fucking right. That's what I was saying before. The Democratic Party has fucking black-pilled a generation. There was energy.
Never heard that
there
term
was,
before, black pill.
Okay? There was energy. There was enthusiasm. There was hope. It was similar to what we saw for Obama in 2008. Of course, they fucking... Obama, not even going to get into that. He's a fucking piece of shit asshole. But that energy was there, and the Democratic Party said, hey, yeah, no, go fuck yourself. You deserve nothing. So... my generation has been
destroyed.
For lack of a better word, black-pilled. We're done. We have checked out. I don't
remember
believe...
when Bernie Sanders was leading in the polls.
I know, it was a fucking beautiful time. That's another thing.
Guys, remember when we thought Yang had a gender?
Oh no!
I never thought Yang had a chance.
Shut the fuck up about Yang, dude.
Oh god, talk about a fall from grace. That's another thing. I meant to say something about this, but I never did. Yeah, here's another fucking thing. One of the principal takeaways from this election, one of the most amazing things, besides like the true demonstration how fucking power works, and that literally one person can just make a call and subvert democracy, like Obama did. The other principal takeaway from this is how fucking hard the progressive movement folded. Every candidate except Bernie came out there, folded, sold away their values if they ever had any. Think about it. Warren, Tulsi, fucking Yang, everyone that was championed as a populist choice, the real earnest choices in this election, have folded and endorsed fucking Biden. Tulsi, her whole campaign was anti-war, and she endorsed a candidate whose like principal fuck-up was voting for the Iraq war. So I can't take anything you say seriously ever again. If you still support Tulsi in any way, shape, and form, you are not a serious human being. You have no values. You are a fucking husk. You are a cult of personality, fucking dimwit cultist, is what you are, if you're still a Tulsi fan. Tulsi Gabbard sold out her values. Andrew Yang sold out her values. Elizabeth...
Yang was with Bernie. Yang was with Bernie.
Oh yeah, okay. Yang is female now. Okay.
Yang is not supposed to.
Alright, shall we?
It's Angela.
No.
Shall we move on?
Okay.
One more thing. Yang is not sport gang.
What?
Alright, moving on. Earn it. You guys might have heard about
gang.
the Earn It Act, and I fucking hate this. First we had net neutrality, then we had Article 13 or 17, and now we have this Earn It Act.
I gotta tell you, I am so fucking tired. It's been for like 4 years of like, oh, what's the new fucking bullshit internet bill that we're gonna talk about?
Yeah, this one's trying to remove the HTTPS, basically encryption. Basically,
It's
make
just
everything insecure. That's what it's implying.
Yeah, I want to explain what it would look like. So, under the assumption that, like, what I thought, if they want to end-to-end decryption to like access other people's shit, that basically would go through a man-in-the-middle attack, I think, so that they would basically just intercept themselves in the middle of the connection. And in order to be able to read the shit in there, you have to have those messages decrypted, which means you would need no decryption. And the thing is, to get that, we would have to move back. We would have to move technologically backwards from HTTPS, which encrypts all your internet traffic and connection traffic, to HTTP, which doesn't it. So the thing is, the major thing why we switched to HTTPS a few years ago and made it standardized, it existed for much longer, like the 1997, I think, but it became only widespread and like most websites start to use a few years ago, is if we would have a website which runs on HTTP and you have to enter a password, then some dude could just intercept the connection, just pull the fucking thing, the password you typed in, and send to the server. He could just fucking pull it out of thin air, and then he had your password. And that goes for literally everything. Every website has a password, like companies with their, like if you want to log in, your password probably can get intercepted and somebody could just fucking ruin the company. If you want to do like go into your bank account, do online banking, your password could get fucking snatched and shit.
So basically they want like some kind of backdoor that all it takes is one person to figure it out and pretty much you're fucked. Let's have a backdoor for every bank account. Yeah, every bank account is now exposed. Fuck you.
Basically,
the only thing that could potentially still like somehow make accounts is two-factor authentication, but even there I see if it's
I think the problem is
they're cracked somehow.
Like I kind of get where what they're trying to accomplish, but this is not the way to do it. This is not the solution, the proper solutions to do it.
Basically, would ruin any part of the economy and social life that requires.
Yeah, and you know what? Knowing how Article 13 and net neutrality went, I have a gut feeling this might even fucking pass. And
the thing with Article 13 is Article 13 at the moment is so heavily bogged down because in various countries there's so many lawsuits because of that law that basically nothing gets done about it at the moment. So it's basically an eternal limbo. But I think because this is in the US and not like the EU regulation that has to go through a dozen of governments until it's actually in power, I think with the US it can do much more damage, especially because like companies which have such a big grip on like the internet and shit, like Google, Alphabet, basically, Microsoft, and all that kind of street jazz, they will have to adapt those shits. And the thing is, if that happens, the internet is dead. Like, if we go back to HTTP, we can't basically do nothing anymore.
Goodbye, Lego Luke 2000.
Also, I think Tor browser would be...
Oh no! Lego Luke 2000.
Like, I don't know whether Onion
Luke 2000.
I don't know whether
Lego Luke 2000, everybody.
Encryption, whether it would affect Onion encryption, aka the shit that Tor and such uses. But
LMAO the entire internet web. Guys, you know what this means? Greta Thunberg porn. Greta.
Yes!
What the?
Hey, what the fuck?
Those are some passionate yeses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yes!
I'm just gonna
Yes!
put myself out.
No, this is a meme. This is a meme.
watch that.
Bro. Fuck up, bro.
Oh, it's a meme. Okay.
Oh no!
Even if it's a meme,
There was this. There was this copy. There was this.
Imperial.
Yeah, that's
There
really
was
Let me
a-
explain. Listen, I don't want to be a pedophile. Okay. There was this 4chan copy pasta. There was this 4chan copy pasta about I want to fuck Greta Thunberg, and we had our lives at reading
Somebody
this,
cut
like,
that. Put that in the thing.
Wait, guys.
No, don't.
I feel like this is like this
Everyone check
at,
general. Just everyone check general.
Every time you
Imperial.
talk
All
about
I'm
this
saying
stuff,
is that there was some intent in those yet.
I just find the at the timing of them writing this during all the coronavirus, all the news is gonna be,
George, fuck you.
all the news is currently flooded with.
I hate that so much.
Oh my god! All the news is
what did they do?
currently flooded with
Look in general.
coronavirus.
Check
Look
general.
in general. Okay.
All the news is currently flooded with coronavirus, and this earning
Beautiful.
ad is kind of slipping the scope. So that's why I want to talk about this, just to bring attention to you that this earning ad is a very serious problem, and that we need to make sure that it does not fucking pass. Because we already had to deal with Article 13, we had to deal with what do you call it? Net neutrality, and then yeah, and then I guess COPPA could be something as well, but COPPA is a little different. But still, what the fuck is this world becoming? It's like it's like these politicians don't even know how the internet really works.
Oh, big surprise. Fucking 70-year-old Joe Lieberman, who's been in Congress since 1867, doesn't know how the internet works.
Yeah, that's how I feel though. The old politicians don't know shit.
1867,
Well,
my
internet.
fucking.
You know, in other news, Greta Thunberg becomes legal on January.
Yes, it does. It's oops.
In
Could you
better
not
news,
talk
yes,
about
yes,
this?
she does.
Like-
Thank you.
Hey, Greta Thunberg.
Batman has a point, guys. Come on.
I want to dump my toxic waste
No.
in you.
No,
No.
stop.
No.
Okay.
Did you read about the crude? Did you read about the crude oil
Okay.
part?
You're gonna put us in jail, dude. Fuck's sake.
Dude, Greta Thunberg looks like an anemic 10-year-old. I don't. That's a bad.
Yeah, no. Listen, no. Any person finds her attractive, no. I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but no. No.
I don't even know what's going on.
This is all sarcasm, by the way. I don't want to fuck underage people. Wait,
Well, I'm underage too, so it's okay.
wait. I
Oh
can
my God.
actually. I could probably have a relationship with her because by German law it's okay.
Okay, this is.
Okay, next topic.
Alright, next topic, everyone.
Fuck.
We're gonna be talking about the
Hold
Idubbbz
on, America,
drama.
and America's
Someone has to
law
fill me
expert.
in on the Idubbbz drama.
We don't care about the Idubbbz drama.
Okay, then we move on.
No! I put it in there. We're talking
Yeah,
about it
God, fuck you, Cosmic.
because it
Cosmic.
pisses me off. This shit
Idubbbz
is
is a
the.
simp. Idubbbz is a simp.
It is the dumbest fuck. First of all, the usage, the fact that there is a sect of folks that carry the term simp as an actual unironic banner. Oh, yeah, you're a fucking simp. I can't fucking believe. I thought we were joking. I thought this was a haha funny. No, there are fucking okay. For those of you who don't know, you probably know what's up. Here's the thing that's happening right now. Idubbbz' girlfriend, who I guess is a dubious character, she's not the best. That's not part of it. She fucking opened an OnlyFans like everyone
Simp.
else, first of all.
Simp.
I probably opened an OnlyFans in my sleep.
Oh fucking god.
Everyone has a
sleep.
fucking... She opened an OnlyFans, and people are legitimately upset with it. A bunch of fucking incel, cringe-lord, bitch motherfuckers on the internet.
This is
Actually,
supposed to be made by-
Bro, you're gonna
Dang.
let your woman do that? Bro! Oh yeah! Oh fine! I hate those people. They anger me. They're motherfuckers. Let her show her tits and ass on a fucking public internet forum if she wants. Who fucking gives a shit? Get your fucking boomer heads at a 1993 fucking CBS local news report. Are there women in your area showing their tits to your kids on the
Local
internet?
hot
Who
milk
the
in
fuck
your area.
cares? What year is it?
To be honest,
This is when Cosmic's ranting is actually pretty.
What year is it? What year is it where there's actually moral outrage about a woman's breasts
Cosmic,
on the internet in
the-
the West? What is this,
Cosmic.
fucking Saudi Arabia?
Sims and incest prove the horseshoe theory.
Cosmic, I love you, dude, but I just want to clear out a few things before I state my case. Are they dating?
Yes.
Is it an open relationship?
No, not that I know, but
Does Idubbbz want her to do these things?
he's okay with it.
Oh, okay, then it's fine.
Oh yeah, of course. If she was doing this and he wasn't okay with it, then break it off.
Yeah, I mean,
Even then, I don't think anyone should be there's moral outrage against Idubbbz for not stepping in and showing the woman where her lines.
The woman.
Boss, send her back to the kitchen.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking ideology, and
Alpha male maximum.
it's do people? What do you think? Do you think every porn?
I will go back to my incel.
I'm an alpha chad, I slay mad poon.
Do you think
Now, this is
every porn
entertainment,
star?
guys. This is entertainment.
Do you think every porn star is single? Or sex workers can be in relationships. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It is actually the progression of the world for us to be more sexually liberated, not living your shitty bullshit fucking 1800s.
Cosmic is a sexual anarchist.
Yes.
Sexual anarchy.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Sexual activity involving
And to
torture
prove
of the
that I'm
male
not
genitals.
actually willing to fuck Greta Thunberg, I need to present And
Will
peasants
you
is
stop
taking
doing
every
that
I
shit?
say.
Here you have
Kevin, you
Stop
are
saying that
still
shit.
on this time. The fact that your mind is still hovering around, how do I get them to not think that I want to fuck Greta Thunberg? Like that.
Imperial, I'm just
Stop
I'm
it.
just to put out
Stop
there.
it. You're gonna put fucking us on the FBI watch list, okay?
We're gonna put Imperial.
Imperial.
No, but I want to hear Red. I want to hear Red.
We are gonna be on the watch list by association. They're gonna shut
Imperial.
this thing down.
Oh
Yeah,
my
thank
god.
Red, what is going on, Red? Watch, can you like shut the fuck up, you fucking imbecile?
Okay.
How dare you speak to me like that, you fucking incel?
Well, we won't have to
Anyway.
hear Red then. Yeah. Can say
Anyways,
it now.
Imperial, I think you being into Greta Thunberg would be more normal than some other
Can
shit
we
you're into.
stop talking about
Stop that shit.
Greta
Only
Thunberg.
talking about Greta
Stop
Thunberg.
it.
Red, we're not going there.
I'm not going to say what, but I'm just mentioning.
Alright, both of you. Fucking
hell.
mute the shit out of
Okay.
them and just can
I
move
share
on.
a secret.
Jesus Christ.
Imperial is into dog shit.
Yes, of course.
Can we go back to talking about simps?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we?
I don't wanna. I don't
Imperial's a
wanna
simp
make
for
that.
Greta.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be.
Alright, there. We should
More we
move
talk, the more
on
we
as soon
discriminate.
as possible.
All right, fine. Let's
I
move
don't
on.
think-
Guys, this is
I
what you
still
did.
think
You ruined the
MapperCast-
fucking topic with Greta.
Listen, I still think that MapperCast should have a
You
spin-off.
guys should have been on the stream.
One at a
where we-
time.
Cosmic and Rat talk about sex.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Talk about the
Quietness.
island.
How about let's just
What's
move on
wrong
to the
with
topic
that?
altogether? How about that?
Let's move on.
And the next
Alright,
topic-
moving on, moving
Poll
on.
of the day.
Discord polls. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
it's like it's
Anyone
it's
else
nearly
want
2
to?
hours right now, and a half.
We lost so many viewers because of this.
I
Thanks,
volunteer
Imperial.
to finish it.
Thanks, Imperial.
Yeah, but but
We lost so many people because of.
Yeah, we're all right. We're going through the polls. We're done yelling and screaming.
Okay.
yeah,
Alright, let's just go. Hurry, I have to
the
go
Swedish
soon.
girl anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, we're gonna go through. I don't even know what polls. I guess like the
You're not
last week.
supposed to do the game.
How much do you exercise?
I'm gonna do.
None.
I'm gonna take my own
Okay.
fucking perspective. We're gonna. All right. We're gonna
How
start.
much do you exercise?
What's the date on that?
The last point
It's
was just
321.
321. All right, here we go. Here
Oh
we
boy.
go. Okay, how much do you exercise? Not at all or rarely. 1 with 17. Oh wait, no, actually, a decent amount. 1. What in the fuck? With 19 votes.
Oh wait, no, that's a little. That's a little. A little.
It's pretty good. And then not at all or rarely came in 17. We move on to should prisoners be able to vote? Yes,
Ooh.
any citizen should be able to vote while in prison. 1 with 23. Little hands
What
off.
the fuck? What's wrong
Yes.
with you, libs?
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not comfortable with any government taking your right to vote away. Like I don't
Yeah.
give,
Well, listen, I mean, I see that, but only for like the worst.
like I don't give a shit if you're imperial and you raped Greta Thunberg and threw
And you
her body in an
please
open
Stop.
grave.
Shit.
Like no matter what you did, if you shot up an orphanage, you still should be able to vote because no society
I mean,
should ever be able to deny that.
if you take away these people's choices to live, why should you be given your choice to choose?
Because I think that's the ultimate guarantee in a democracy. I think no matter what, every person should be able to vote, no matter fucking what.
You do realize once there's a certain point where people's rights can be.
Well, I think that's the
Right to
one
act.
right you should never fucking touch because once you even put a pinky toe in the pool of taking democracy away, that's fucked up, and the UN should be involved. So,
What's more moral about taking
Huh?
someone burning a fucking orphanage to the ground?
like, no, that's horrible, and they should be put in prison for the rest of their lives.
Look,
but
the
they should
moment
still be able
that
to
you,
vote.
the moment that you start going on a serial rampage is the moment where your rights will be taken away.
No, because it's
Yeah.
it's less about individual punishment. It's about a broader society that takes away the right to vote from anybody.
So the,
I'm not.
what's the thing is,
comfortable with
ideally,
that.
you don't have nearly enough prisons that they would make a
Like the value judgment isn't, well, this person should be able to vote because they're who they are. The value is, well, everybody should be able to vote in this country,
I
no
mean,
matter what.
I think the freedom of speech is more guaranteed than the freedom of vote.
Well, freedom of vote should be much more.
and like, I mean, I totally get that. Like, I'm more liberal than most people in that regard, but like, this like
thing of taking away the democracy is against nature, but what else do people have to do before they get those rights revoked from them? Because if they care so little about taking away such like fundamental rights from people, like the right to live, why should we gift them with the innate human responsibility to vote?
Because you're not giving them it's not about
You
that
can't vote in
individual.
prison anyways. You're like locked
Well,
up.
my
in
point is
cell.
that you
Yeah, that's true.
should be able to vote in prison. There should be voting in prison. There should be ballot boxes. They should
If
be
you are
counted.
locked up
Prison-
in the mental can, then I don't think you should have the right to vote.
Everybody should have the right to vote. Here, let me respond to what George. It's not about giving that person their individual rights. It's not about any individual person deserving the right. It's about living in a country, living in a society where no matter what, the government cannot take your right to vote away. That is the intrinsic. If you are born in the country, no matter what you do from the moment of birth to the moment of death, you can vote. You can have a say in your society, because that's what an ethical society does. I just think automatically that's what you do. Same thing, like we may want to go fucking invade Myanmar to stop a genocide, but at the end of the day, the unintended consequence of that is you're fucking murdering thousands upon thousands of innocent people. But that wasn't the goal, but that's the outcome. The point is the goals and the outcomes, they don't always match.
That is true, and the road to hell is always paved with. As Frkon mentioned in the chat, like, what if someone frames a political for, like, murder? I get that. It's a very slippery slope from taking away terrible murderers' right to vote to taking away the average citizens. But even still, I think there's a bit of, like, you can't ignore the moral. I'm a moral nihilist, which basically means I kind of ignore our primal intrinsic on most decisions. But there's a few things that you just can't really ignore. Like, if someone, alright, manslaughter. Okay, I get it. If you're defending your home, alright, I get it. If you go out, knowingly, in the middle of the night, take a baby from its home, kill it, rape it, burn it, and then send its corpse to the parents. Like, for crimes that you can argue punishment should be enforced, it's a bit less black and white than I'd like it.
Here's also the thing about that. People always... Hold on, let me make this point real quick. That's what I was going to say.
So why
like,
take it away?
whenever people make the point that, oh, criminals shouldn't have the right to vote, they immediately default to extremes like that. Like we saw in the fucking debate. They're like, oh, really, Bernie? So you would let the Boston bomber vote? No, it's not really about even like the 100 serial killers in the entire country. It's about the hundreds of thousands of people on third trial fucking marijuana possession.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. In the same way, like, I believe we should abolish the death penalty, not because I don't believe in the death penalty. I think, fuck terrorists, fuck school shooters, kill them. It's not about that fucking fruity-looty, are we really any better than them? It's not about that. It's about, no matter what, you're always going to have a percentage of the people that you execute that are actually innocent. So even if that percentage is 0.1, you fucking abolish that.
Yeah, it is a failure. Like, I would rather let 100 evil people go free than to execute one person who didn't do it. Like, it's
maybe not go free, but not die.
But in an ideal society, guess that's probably what I would do. But I totally get it why you'd say that, and my opinion's changed a bit today. So congratulations.
Hey, I did it. I haven't done that in forever.
You won. You won the mini debate.
Yeah.
All right, next poll, guys.
All right, next poll. This is an equally important question. Do you prefer landscape or portrait for taking a picture? And who are the 9 people that voted portrait?
Portrait virgins versus.
All right, so I'm going to be
portrait. Already in the human biology is worse because your eyes are meant.
So I'm going to be removing Ain from the Discord. I'm going to go from the Discord. Removing Imperialist from the Discord.
Personally ban Miko from the Diarch. Pilot, you are also being banned.
And we will spam your videos with
banned.
Alright, so
Gio, Meow
give
Meow,
your opinions.
Michael Yan.
Should I go ahead and vote so you guys ban me too?
Everyone changed their vote to
Should I vote and get banned as well?
Yes.
Okay, talk about it. Talk about it.
Well, I mean, obviously, fucking landscape, because that's what pictures are. Like,
Who in their right? By the way, Void, the stream is a bit fucked up.
Oh yeah.
What?
just a weird.
I
Who's
scrolled.
putting it in?
I scrolled down.
Alright, no debate here. Move on.
Yeah, no debate.
Yeah.
We'll keep moving on. Should
Yeah.
people have to retake
Frkon,
their
stop
driving
putting your
tests
votes in and
at
out.
a certain age?
No.
Who cares?
Shut up, veteran. Let him read.
Should people have to
Sorry,
shut
retake
up.
their driving tests at an older age? Yes, it's safer to make old people do a driving test again. Ability may have degenerated with age. Oh, I thought that one. No. Yes, everyone ought to take their driving test again every 10 years to ensure they are still competent and fit to drive one with 32. Here's my thing about that. I agree as long as you make that shit free at the point of service. The reason why I don't have a license yet is because you mandatory have to take classes in the state of Maryland that cost $1,000, which I don't fucking have. So I don't have a license, and a lot of people that just sort of, if you would institute that policy, that becomes an automatic, okay, where you don't get to pay rent this month. So as long as you make that
European.
shit, yeah, if you live in a real country that's not America and it's free at the point of service, then yes, I think you should have to.
Yeah, come to Europe.
Come to Europe. Yes.
Imagine not living in Europe.
Yeah.
This post was made by Old World Gang.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no one west of New York actually exists. I love you, Cosmo, but I'm sorry.
I'm like a mile west of New York.
You're in the boonies. You are like hella in the boonies.
You're just on the borderlands. Like,
I mean, I'm not in like fucking Kansas. I'm outside.
Alright, no, you're not like New, but you are.
You exist.
It's a shitty place.
You kind of half
Yeah,
exist.
I'm
You're
on
in
the
Schrodinger's.
cusp of existing.
You
Yeah,
are
you're
in
just living on the edge of society.
Yeah,
You might exist. We don't know.
I maybe exist.
Yeah, it's possible. It exists in some reality.
Okay. Pandemic.
Next poll, we got when do you think the pandemic will effectively end? And
End. Oh, I
June to
And
June.
we erase China from the map.
Okay.
I think you're gonna have some problem with that.
Oh yeah, they banned the pandemic game.
June to July won with 35 votes.
It's
Yeah,
probably
I
not
mean,
going
the
to
pandemic
be
is
that
obviously going to go
soon.
on longer than that. When I say effectively end, I must mean like when we'll be able to all fucking crawl out of the pit.
Yeah, I saw it as that as well.
Yeah, me too.
We're not
Yeah.
even at the we're not even at the zenith of the pandemic yet. It's like still going to be going.
Well,
on
I
for
certainly
some
hope it'll be June. And
No,
July.
no, I mean,
90 million
I'm
dead
hoping
people,
it's true, but
guys.
it's
Woo!
unrealistic.
People think that the
LMAO
virus
virus-
might go away in a few months, but then some will say it could be seasonal, unless a vaccine or a cure to it is produced.
guys,
Well, it could
we're
be-
about to make the Spanish flu look like a joke.
Yeah, we're about to beat the Spanish flu, guys. Stand
Virus
up,
stopping.
spread the virus.
This will be the
It's the
deed of
first
our
time
generation, guys.
virus.
This will be our duty. This will be what our generation will be remembered.
United we stand,
Painting the
divided
Spanish
we
flu into a pulp.
We will be Corona Gen.
We need bioterrorism
Corona
to
gen.
spread the virus.
Yes, the next generation will just be Corona Gen because of constant pandemic outbreaks that follow.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta get my head off this. Next poll.
Alright,
Did you manage to
Everybody's
get your
waiting. Just go to R34 and search for Corona.
Did you manage to get your haircut before the lockdowns?
No.
No, but I had a cut recently or wanted to grow my hair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had it like 3 days. 3 days
No, but
before
I can't
the
get a
everything
haircut
closed.
I
Oh,
really
was
wish
like,
you.
I need
they-
it.
I really wish they put an option to just be like I'm ethically opposed to barbershops. I put that in there.
I'm ethically opposed to barbershops.
I fucking hate
Religion.
barbershops. Can eat every ounce of my fucking semen. I hate them. 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 Every barber
Why?
I've ever been to has fucking butchered my hair. Go back. Here's the thing. When I lived in New York, my neighbor was a professional Broadway hairstylist. I always paid him $75 to do my hair.
Oh shit!
35.
He was the
what?
only man that ever did my hair right. First time I went to a real barber shop in New York, you
Give
can
him,
you
Why
can
don't
go
you
back
do
and
your own hair though.
give him
because
a review
because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Why would I cut my own?
I shaved my
better
head.
learn.
No one
Learn.
touches Cosmic's mane.
Oh yeah,
to be
let me
honest.
just learn how
No
to.
one touches Cosmic's Chad main.
Yeah,
Yes,
nobody
no
fucking
one.
touches this shit. Here's where I learned that nobody touches this shit except for the Broadway hairstylist. That fucking barbershop I went to gave me a haircut because they wouldn't listen. I kept saying, trim! Just a little off the edges. Trim. They went, no, I make you look like Mexican girl on quinceañera. And they gave me a fucking bowl cut! I looked like He-Man! Go to my other channel. Go to Lego Love 2000 and look at any video I made in 2012, and you will vomit. It was a fucking disaster, and I wore a fedora because of it, because I was so traumatized.
By the power of Grayskull!
So I haven't gotten my hair cut since 2016, and I'm not planning to ever. Anyway, so can you play chess?
Yes, I can.
One with 42
Yes.
votes.
What is can
Oh,
you?
by the
Like,
way-
do you know how it works, or are you an actual professional pro chess gamer?
I would say,
More than
I would
just
say,
how-
I
in my
hated
in my
chess
days,
playing.
I participated in chess tournaments and lost. So there's that.
Yeah,
Final
By the way,
real
guys,
discussion.
do you mind if I do some shameless self-advertising during this poll?
no,
It's specific to this poll.
no.
No,
Okay.
Do it.
No, Big Daddy Viper said no.
no. All
Yeah,
right,
but
next
Big
poll.
Mommy Cosmic said yes.
All right, the next post says, "Do you like playing mobile games?" Sponsored by yeah, yes, lost by 25. No, yes, lost with 25 votes.
Who the fuck is playing mobile
No,
games?
no, is
Oh,
there?
yeah.
I play mobile games on the fucking bus because I don't have anything else to do.
But they suck.
Well, I don't play
Hey,
like those
I mean, I
great
play mobile
shit
games.
legend. No, I don't play
They
those.
can kind
I
of waste
play
your
like
time,
you know,
when you're
They're
chess.
bad. They're not
I
fun.
play something like chess, checkers, or some werewolf game, or like.
Some werewolf game.
It's like
Trinity.
no, it's basically it's a game of deceit. What do you call it? Deceit. Basically, it's like who's the killer. Find vote who the killer is.
Werewolves
Nighttime, the
kill.
werewolves kill, something like that. If you,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
I had like a I know
like
that
you know,
one.
if you heard of Town Salam, you might.
Yeah,
Select.
it is. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so yeah, I played that on the bus because I don't have any fucking else thing to do. So yeah, I'd play that, and then
Boyd, why do you play single player?
that's not single player. That's with real people. That's with multiplayer.
Oh, online?
Yeah, you can actually play that online. The werewolf game.
Oh, that's cool.
Chess
I'll
is
pick it.
single player though.
Oh my god, werewolf! Holy shit! I went to this fucking. There was like this meeting of the minds in New York. It was this institution called Wayfinders. It's where I met my neighbor. It was where all just
Oh, Wayfinders! I totally forgot that existed.
Wait, what do you? Wait! What? Do you know what Wayfinders is?
It rings a distant bell. Like, way back. My It-
You gotta elaborate.
I was 5. This must have been back in 2006, and I have an aunt and I have an aunt who lives in Long Island, and 2 of her sons who live in New Jersey now. And we used to play Monopoly, we used to play Trivial Pursuit, and Wayfinders. I don't remember how the game works, but I know it rings a bell.
If you went to Wayfinders,
I haven't.
if you went to Wayfinders in 2006, there is a 100% chance we were in the same room in New York
Well, okay, next poll.
because it was an
All
organization.
right, next poll.
That's
Wait,
fucking.
Wait, Cosmo, you went to Wayfinders in 2006.
That's where I met my neighbor, dude.
Well, I'll be right back. I need to ask my mom something real quick.
All right, next poll. What is your
Fate across
favorite?
the times. Fate across the time.
All right,
That's weird, man. All right, next
all
poll.
right. What is your favorite part of any game? A, story has with 25, graphics with 4, mechanics with 12, idea with 16. So story 1 with 25. Next poll.
Obviously.
What is
For
your
me, it's
favorite?
okay.
What is your favorite role? Fighter with 5, mage with 10, 6 for archer, 3 for healer. I voted archer. Fuck mages. Fuck magic. There, I said it.
I like to be the fighter because I like to just get up in there and fuck shit up. You know?
Same. I just want to be the chunky dude that smashes.
Yeah.
things.
I just
Man.
want
Because
to
I'm
be.
not bad in real life.
I just want to be in the back and shoot people with a bow and arrow.
I
we-
wanna just rack up
Like we are taking things out of context constantly today, so I want to take that as out of context as well.
Smash food.
If I
Okay.
if I see the Thunberg thing.
Moving on.
All right.
Send nudes and,
What's next?
Free for all.
Next is the free for all. We only got 10 people left.
Yeah,
I mean, just-
minus 8 because we are
Maybe
watching
Imper-
it, right?
maybe
So we only have
George
2
couldn't have
people
viewers.
here.
I'll repost that it's free for all time.
Wait, who the fuck added this emoji on the Discord server?
Cosmic did.
The one with George and Greta.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh, George and Greta sitting in a tree.
Tree.
Frkon.
You go fuck yourself.
No, F-U-C-K. Eating tons of ass. Get him in here.
Oh my god.
Okay, everyone give us
Guys, we
I
need
have
to
a
think
question
of, we need to
for
think of
you.
a ship name. We need
Sorry.
to think of a ship name.
I'm only here
Georgia.
for 15
Oh,
more.
Georgia.
Georgia! Georgia! Oh, I hate that!
What did I do? What did I do? I don't know what I
do.
Georgia! Oh!
What the fuck?
Wait, what
I have
happened?
a
I think I've just
Guys, we have a
cosmic
question.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a
Okay.
question, guys.
What
Guys, don't
happened?
worry. Georgia David the Builder destroyed the Seljuk Turks.
We got first question. Atchison Animations asks, "Is the Queen immortal?" No,
Oh,
she'll
yeah,
get,
there's
she'll
been-
get
She will
corona
die
and
of
die. Like,
COVID-19.
No, there's
No.
been this meme. There's been this meme where the fucking queen is immortal and shit because her son got COVID.
she old. She old. She'll be
Yes,
out.
I am Canadian. Oh wait, that's
Fucking
a
old hag.
Discord. I can no longer support his channel because I'm Canadian. Okay, what the heck? Oh, what is that supposed to mean? Why? So being Canadian apparently lost me a supporter. Okay.
All right, couple fucking
The
Alf
question
comes
is
in.
no.
Hey, you're a comedian. What does that mean, Canadian? Not
All right,
comedian.
I'm not even gonna
Just tell me,
acknowledge.
2030 or 2040, Cosmic?
Got a real question for me. We got when will the 10K special be released?
Never.
2025.
It is. Let me just say, it is full sail ahead. I'm excited about it.
Billy G dance.
It's gonna be kind of like a little bit of a, It's
So
gonna
we
be like
can
a,
actually next year.
it's gonna be like a variety show. It's gonna be fun.
Cosmic, I swear, I'm going to do the fucking Billie Jean dance before you.
I mean, I don't know, man. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
I mean, you say
Oh,
10K
oh.
special, but now you
Yeah,
have like
I'm not believing you, Cosmic. I'm not believing you. I have been waiting for this so long, and I've been
Well, you know what,
disappointed over and over.
you know
I'm not getting my hopes up.
All right, Imperial. Whatever you say.
Okay, how about this? You know what,
I don't
Cosmic?
get any hopes of either. That's the thing.
Cosmic, I will work on the Billie Jean dance, and if you release the Billie Jean dance for
No,
me,
dude, the Billie
I
Jean
will-
dance. It's gonna take me I'm hoping to get this video out, God willing, in the next 2 weeks.
Next question.
Because
Who do you
So
think
in the
is
next
gonna
2 years, then.
there's gonna be some work. We got some recording sessions to do.
While we are talking about recording, someone has recorded this, right? If you did, I want to confront him with that if it isn't there in 2 weeks.
It will be there in 2 weeks. I swear it on my anus.
I
It
know
will be
you
there.
Don't believe you. Sorry, Cosmic.
There
Let
is
it be
work.
known.
it's not
By
going
this
to-
time-
We can argue about this.
Cosmic,
later.
last time you swore on a deadline, you had to.
All right, here we go.
Gene
This
dance.
is my final deadline. I
Cosmic,
fucking
if
mean
you-
it. I fucking
Alright.
mean it. If this doesn't happen, I know I've said this so many times and it's meaningless and shitty. There will be the 10K special featuring the Billie Jean dance
After you got the 6K.
Bye.
already.
before the 80th episode of MapperCast. Barring
No, that can be in 2020.
Exactly. 2030, guys. 2030.
We've had 5 MapperCasts this
Assuming-
year.
Okay, there will. All right, let's find a date then.
May
There will be-
1st.
May
Okay,
1st.
by May 1st, it will be there. Barring something horrible
What
like
if
me.
it isn't? What are you gonna do if it isn't?
No, I'll tell you what
Wow.
happens if it isn't. If it's
Swear
not
on
there,
your-
by May, I will become a MapperCast member, and I take your place.
That's
If it's
fair.
not there-
No!
That's
I'm
fair.
actually gonna risk that, Cosmic.
That's fair. Honestly,
I'm
that's
just kidding.
fair.
I wouldn't do that. I love you, Cosmic. You're my
I'll, be,
favorite.
I'll become the guest.
No, that's heresy.
guess
That's
again.
heresy.
That's actually heresy.
I could never take Cosmic's. I would throw
Okay,
myself.
can we move on?
Boy Viper, I got a question. Do you think sometimes you're the only rational one in the entire MapperCast series?
Rational.
Oh, right.
Rational?
No,
Oh,
it's asking
we're not
me.
irrational.
Rat is the most rational person I know. He's just Yes.
No, Rat isn't rational.
No, he's talking about me. He's asking me if I am. If I think I am.
We are just proving.
And I would say partially yes, partially no.
Well, that helped us a lot.
Yeah.
That doesn't really answer any of our questions.
The only reason why is
Okay,
because
actually,
I'm dumb enough to say I got up.
Question from Atchison: is Cooking Whispers delayed or no? Cooking Whispers is delayed because of the pandemic. The grocery
Okay,
store.
then 2050 is the one we are gonna see
Grocery
Cooking
store
Whispers.
doesn't have any of the ingredients I need. I wanted to film stuff on location. Obviously, can't do that. So, Cooking Whispers, unfortunately, I got it done. Sucks, but it's got to go on the back.
Sucks to suck.
Wait, Void Viper, why?
Eugene, dance.
New.
When are
gotta
you going
get
to
the
show the
questions.
dick pic that you promised?
You guys have to go.
What?
Just
Okay,
Yeah,
but-
hurry up.
Yeah, I have to go soon too.
all right, Void Viper. Why partial? Who else?
What do you mean, who else?
Guys,
No, because
we should
I'm
do
saying
a
that for myself because I feel like I say dumb crap like I got it, pal.
Everyone does.
homemade curative medicines was wet.
No, honestly, guys, we should have a reverse Q&A where we ask the audience questions.
Yes.
Ian Coronavirus
That's
hates it
it.
when he gets. Ian Cordova hates it when he gets a disappointed answer.
All right,
Okay,
I
He's
could be
disappointed in Viper.
This could be for the
Disappointed
next two questions.
I
Alright,
hate
let's
it when
go,
I
like,
get a
you-
disappointed answer. Oh,
But see, here's the thing, guys. We're obviously downsized. We got a smaller group of folks watching, so we need to like condense because of that. Because of that, we got a lower amount of people. I want like the core. I want the juicy core of our audience to shoot like some banger questions. Let's go.
And actually take more gas.
Cosmic said that, and we just gained a member.
There we go.
Is
See,
Poggers a funny word still? No, Poggers was never a... Get your BMC humor back in BMC, you filthy, filthy animal, and never come back here.
Oh,
Holy shit.
I think
Fuck.
that is the first time that Wojo actually watches the podcast. Now you fucking just destroyed him. Now we don't.
yeah, Rojo shows up for the first time in months.
I just need to text Rojo real quick and tell him I'm sorry. One second.
Alright.
Let me find
Will
Rojo.
you-
Viewers.
All right, Atkinson Animations asks, will you vote for me in 2040 election?
I was gonna ignore that.
No.
No.
Hey, where the hell is Alternate Future of the USA? It's been a year. Well, Ian, I find it hard. I don't believe that it's been a year. I know the universe says it's been a year. I know the date under the video says it's been a year, but it hasn't. It's been like a couple months. It hasn't been a year. I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that it's been.
Reality is what I perceive.
Reality is
Now, reality's whatever I want. Let me tell you what.
All right, good question. How much and
Multiple
which
is kind of
hentais have you watched?
What was his name again? Cosmic.
Do you hear the question?
Okay,
And-
after this
and
one more
remember that-
question, make it a good one.
All right, how
Ever
much?
remember
and-
me being afraid?
Can you let Cosmic?
How much and which hentai have you watched? For me,
Oh.
okay. Here's the thing. I've been very public about this. I fucking despise.
I'm
That's a
very
great way
public about this.
That's a great way to start a hentai answer. I've been very public about the fact that I fucking hate hentai animation. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, it's surreal, it's gross. Here's like, let's watch like women with 7 penises fucking octopus and scream. That's fun. That's wholesome. I hate that. But on the other side of the coin, give it a little flip. What's on the other side of the coin? We got ourselves some tasteful visual novels. Some tasteful ones.
Oh,
Oh,
I've been public about this too.
Echo power.
no. Do you know what my favorite visual novel is?
What?
17701.
By the way,
Don't know what that is.
did you know that? Did you know that in 3 days I will not trust anyone online?
I
Why?
didn't know that.
Not even us?
You guys gotta let me break down my. I feel like I'm being silenced.
Oh,
Here's what's important. If you really want to get into this research, you can go to my Steam profile, look at my review of Neko Para.
Cosmic has played
Neko Para
Cosmic for
is a
49
fucking
hours.
horrible example of a masturbation video game. I hate that shit. It's the same as the weird, gross animation. It's the same reason why I hate professional pornography. It's weird,
I like it.
gross. you're weird and gross then. If you like professional.
No. There's one site. There's
Rat,
one.
me and Chris are watching the Nekopara anime, by the way.
First of all, the number one thing I hate about professional pornography is that they do fucking everything they can to stay away from each other. It's like, oh yeah, let me lean all the way back. Oh, we're not having sex. This is just fucking cock and ball play. Like, what the fuck you... Exhibit the slightest amount of passion. What are you doing, you fucking animals? Just like, oh yeah.
I think the thing is, it has a point because you have to see stuff, and if they are just all over each other, you can't.
I want them to be all over it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want. I don't want to just see their cock and ball.
You're not society.
Well, society is wrong. They're wrong and they're fucked up. I'm making a point. We're not moving on. It's terrible, and it's destructive. It's destructive. It is destructive. Amateur pornography is real. It's real people. It's real love. It's real passion, and that resonates with me. That's what I find attractive.
Cosmic, check what Imperialis said.
What? Amazing world. No.
It's true though.
I stick.
It's true though.
My Japanese person, no, okay, it's not him.
My Nicole stash is incredibly tasteful.
What's the Nicole stash?
What do you mean, what's the Nicole stash? What kind of...
You know what?
Don't ask Cosmic versus Nicole stash, okay? Please
Never
don't.
mind. Forget I asked.
I'm like covered in sweat right now.
Oh my god, you're just like a fucking neckbeard, Cosmic.
No, because I'm making legitimate, cogent points, Batran. Here's the thing. I despise 90% of those visual novels out there. I've sticking to tasteful ones, like Honey Pop. Honey Pop is a good video game because it is self-aware. It is tasteful. They know what's up. They know that you're here to come. They don't fill you with weird, like, oh, let's focus on, like, the cat girls. Let's hear about how resonant their emotions are and how much they love their dad that's fucking them right now. And let's be weird and write it like they're two. That's not wholesome. That's weird. That's scary. Honey Pop is self-aware. They know what's up. They break it down. They're comedic, written by like not like weird, brainless Japanese people. I'm done. I'm putting the pen down. It makes me angry.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
and now we got more viewers.
Everyone else, have you watched hentai in your life? Please share your experiences.
Anyways, I would say in the next 3 days,
this is the internet.
In the next 3 days, I can't trust anyone online. So
I think you mentioned that before.
I know, but then Cosmic was complaining that we're silencing him.
Like,
so this time I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say there's a reason why.
Regarding the question that Imperial just threw into the room.
No, it was already there. I'm just repeating it because only Cosmic.
Yeah, I don't care. Anyways,
okay.
The thing is, like for actual masturbation, one time accidentally because I was swiping.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Accidentally masturbate.
Like I was swiping.
Accidentally masturbate.
I was swiping through like an online gallery, and it was like regular porn, and then just out of all of them, there was suddenly like some screenshots from a hentai, and at that moment I came and
at that moment I bust harder than I've ever busted.
The other times was just to see how fucking ridiculous some hentai.
Let me say, who the fuck are the people advertising on Pornhub with like Bart Simpson fucking Francine Smith from American Dad just like next to a normal porn video?
Stop.
It's like, this is obviously
I've
what
never
you're here
watched
to see,
any
right?
of these, so I don't know
And
what the
in
fuck
the
you're on
moment
about.
Rat came, he wept because there was no.
Okay, guys.
I fucking
Guys.
wept at that moment because I had realized
Jesus
I
Christ.
sinned before God, and I just wanted
Because Rat had realized he had sinned before the heavenly.
Oh my god.
He got down on
guys,
his
please.
knees
Cosmic,
and
wait,
wept for
you
his
got
Lord.
down
to.
on
I
his
had like
knee.
fucking guilt after that.
All right.
Okay.
Finally,
we are not ready
Alright,
to
new
talk
question.
about our...
We got a real question, like
cool.
crazy gear
Action
shit.
sin animations.
Does anyone have any new mapping series
No,
planned?
never mind.
Yes.
Batman doesn't want to answer that.
No.
Let me just say, yes, I have a show that I've been workshopping for
Let's
a
go
while.
down.
I've been doing D&D, okay?
Alright, let's go down the line. Alp.
I think Aldo's not there.
What?
Do you have any new mapping shows planned?
Not really. I'm just trying to finish the ones I have at the moment.
I was like, bad.
Sure thing.
Do I have any
And
new
then
mapping
Alf
shows
goes-
planned? Yes, but only after like 4 fucking years.
Do it then. Me. Yes, I have one that I'm super excited about, but it's a big project, and it's super unique. It's based off like a fucking dream I had. It's gonna be
never come
great.
Very
Man, I got half the script done already. All right, George, how about you?
I have several projects. Well, basically, I'm doing Shadow of the, which you can watch on my channel. Link in the description. It's it's an alternative history of Britain. And I've also got a metric fuck ton of other projects. And I have a collab going on with about 10 other mappers at the moment.
Dude,
I'm
all
working
collabs are destined to fail, let's be honest.
That's how Mapping Whispers worked.
Mapping this has worked
Yeah,
after
by the
2
way,
years.
I might
What
do
about
a
the MapperCast collab?
Yeah.
It died.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Also, I am
Publicize the videos, Viper.
a mapping whispers, like an actual mapping whispers for the diarchy. I am planning that, so there's that as well.
Showed up again.
All right.
Well,
Imperial, how about you?
Okay, this is gonna be a big thing, and because it's the first time I'm gonna announce it. I'm very much thinking about rebranding my channel into something different mapping-wise, because
Are you
I'm
not
just
gonna
not
be in
feeling.
Imperial
I'm just not
mapping
feeling
anymore?
the. I'm just not feeling
Imperial does
the.
country goals.
I'm just not feeling the story mapping anymore. Okay, guys.
What?
I'm not. You know the mapping that is based on storytelling. You know, I'm just not feeling it anymore.
So
I'm
good.
writing.
Oh
Please
God,
finish your
I'm
series.
writing-
and we need the promise campaign.
Please finish
back.
your series, I love that series.
We need
Yeah,
the promise
I know,
campaign
and I
back.
kind of want to finish it still. I want to finish the projects I have, but I don't think I will make anything afterward. Besides my new big burning interest that is history, I will make more altered history that is more of a simulation type, which puts actual research into it. I'm currently researching about an alternate history thing, and I'm researching for 2 months already, because I'm just gathering sources from actual state archives that I'm not there. I'm having a Viennese guy getting me
Vietnam.
stuff from the state
Vietnamese.
archives about the Ottoman Empire. It's I kind of want this to be a professional thing, because I feel like most alternate history guys out there are like, oh, I'm omega awake about the things I say. Oh, this could happen, but it might not happen. And oh, this is pure speculation. And I kind of want it to be very
So you're going to copy Terabyte.
yes.
So,
No,
Imperial,
who's
what-
Terabyte?
Terabyte was
So, Imperial, what's the divergence
was
point for the
simulation.
series we're planning?
What?
Your divergence point, what is it?
The first one of the video I've planned is that Catherine the Great and Joseph II of Austria get their shit together, go on the Balkans, absolutely smash the Ottomans' asses, with inclusion of a plague that hits the Ottomans as well. That
Okay,
hits the
now I'm
Austrians on our
shaking.
The
life.
Imperial, you might
And
trigger...
it's gonna result
might
in the
trigger voice.
Neo-Byzantine Empire. This is an actual plan. That was an actual plan. It's called the Greek plan. Read it up.
Wasn't it
Triggered!
by the Austrians and the Russians? That was
You're gonna
planned.
trigger Alpen Void.
We have
No,
been.
I'm not
no
triggered.
idea.
I'm actually knowing that
3 hours.
project. It was projected by the Austrians and Russians.
Yeah, mainly by Catherine the Great, because she was a Byzantine boo.
We have been streaming for nearly 3 hours.
All right, so
I just wanted
Mindria.
to announce that
continue.
rebranding.
Don't
I just wanted to announce
continue.
rebranding.
No, okay,
Guys, you don't
Imperial,
understand.
just save your
Oh my god, one at a
project
time,
when
please.
you
I beg
release
you
it.
guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
All right, Mindria, what about you? You got any new shows planned?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to spoil them.
All right, Rat, how about you?
I haven't got
Simple
anything
answer like
planned.
that.
All right, Viper, how about you?
Alright, no, I don't have any new series coming along, but I do have plans on a current series that is working in progress. Well, actually, there's already 2 videos on it. It's the remastered version. I didn't get a lot of time to do it because of the work. Mafia the season 1's coming to an end, and I don't want to work on it again.
I'm sorry, Imperialis. Imperialis is writing me. Imperial, you promised me a collab. Maybe in a very distant day, but I'm sorry.
Imperial, you're down for cooking whispers, right? Imperial?
Yes,
Since we-
yes.
All right, cool.
I still don't know what the fuck that thing is. I still
Well,
don't know.
well, it's on hold until the world comes back to life.
You will
Should we
explain
move to
it
the
after
quiz?
the
Should we
stream.
move to the
I will.
Anyway, yeah, you got it. Okay, so this question is very important to me.
Oh my
Red
god.
Emoji Day Rojo says, Cosmic, can you write a script for a hentai? Here's the thing. I I've actually
You really promised me
Didn't
your
we
feet.
plan that? Didn't we plan
I've-
to make a MapperCast?
I have. Well, no, I've in the past, like a while ago, I actually planned to make one of those motherfuckers when it was a little bit easier on Steam, because that is the easiest fucking way to make money on Earth. Is if I just put together like a shitty visual novel and pushed it out into Steam, and I think I'd be able to do a pretty good one. I think I have a grasp on this, like how to write a good, passionate story, and I think that shit's needed because half of the cash grab motherfucking trashy hentai games on Steam are what they are. Trashy shit that's all written and animated in a like fucking Indian scam call center. That's all. It's weird, sketchy trash. I
And
think
it's gotta be the main. It's gotta be MapperCast.
I like how you mentioned Indian scam center.
I think with my perspective, I would be able to give people like a nice dignified nut. Be able to keep their dignity and play these games and have a good time.
Guys, remember our plan about making such a thing for MapperCast? Remember our plans?
I remember that.
All right. Anyways, Cosmic.
That's not for people to come.
One
Cosmic,
more question.
I have an
and
important.
go.
I have an
Wait,
important
no
question,
more
Cosmic. It's very important.
Mhm.
So we didn't have a second fan winner submission. Any particular reason why we didn't get one?
Because the dude didn't send.
He just didn't say. I'm pretty
All
sure.
right. So
Kiev,
so my
and he's a
question
little
will
bit
be:
of a weirdo,
do we want to do a fan winner quiz still, or do we want to just wait for him to respond for the next podcast?
Well, he's
No.
not going to respond,
He's
and
not
he's
gonna
also
respond.
he's a little bit of a weirdo, so I don't think we want to be associated with him.
What was his name?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if he won as the fan
Yeah.
winner, we have to respect that. As long as the topic he submits is appropriate, we have to.
I
do
mean,
that.
I
we have
guess,
to. We have to
man, but,
fulfill
like,
the
he's-
promise. Okay, we have to
but
fulfill
he's-
that promise.
Contingency.
Did someone say
Oh,
something?
it's contingency. Oh, okay.
Kiev is not contingency.
All right. Well, here's
what?
the major thing. I did not make a quiz today.
Okay, then we don't do it because we already
But
have one.
we need a mapper winner, and Kiev is not.
Can I join? Can I join?
Can you join? No, we're not.
Really?
gonna
Because
auto make-
the
How
dog only
about-
says fan winner. I like how it doesn't say map.
How
winner.
about we devote this time to make George a MapperCast member?
No, we don't do that We don't do that live.
We did it live with a.
We keep it. We keep it confidential. No, we can announce it after, but we keep the voting.
Okay, here's
confidential.
the way we've inducted members. First time we did it with Chris, it was a private vote, and then we announced it. It was a vote within the show. When it was
With me, it was 20 episodes.
when it
so
was
fine.
Everyone here, send a vote to
Let
me.
Cosmic.
when it was Rat and Mysterious, we on the show we did a public straw poll. They won, we brought him in. When it was Alp, he was just on the show for so long, and we inducted him on the show. So there's not
So what do we
There's
do with
not
George?
really-
Like, that was nice. I just waited for 20 episodes.
there's not really any sort of like golden rule to how we induct people. We've done it differently each time.
And this time we're gonna do it this way.
All right, how are we doing it this time?
We're gonna go off live and we're gonna do a vote privately.
Why does it need to be a private vote?
And I'll,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I'll
only
wait-
between us.
I will wait for you guys to get back. So
But they,
this is the most important moment of my life.
I think we should make it public. I don't know why it has to be
We
private.
gotta make it public. I
Because
know
everyone's just gonna vote yes, and it'll be
This is not the
So
modern
you
principle
just
of
don't
democracy.
want them. That's why.
No.
That's not fair in the
Guys,
slightest.
guys,
No,
guys,
I don't know about what
You
other
don't need
MapperCast
so much
members
either.
think.
guys, how about this? How about this?
Calm down.
I
Calm
will,
down.
I will mute and deafen myself, and you guys can.
We can't fucking.
Can I
vote
stay
alone
although
on
I'm
the
not a
basis that
member?
Chris is
I will
not-
not-
Yeah, but you can just watch it
Yes, you
live.
can stay.
But you can just watch it
Well,
live
Chris
and
is
then
not
edit
here.
Why
it
do you
there.
really think I'm gonna be
How about
bothered?
here? I got a middle ground. Middle ground.
I
Let's
can
have
replace Chris.
Let's have a private vote right now on whether or not to have. a
Okay,
public-
someone give
Cosmic, we
polls.
can't.
What's the
Chris
Yeah, but we have to
is
give
here.
them time to respond. Chris is not gonna respond.
Well, I'm saying we.
I can
Doesn't
vote for
matter.
Chris.
Draw.
All right, you know
then-
what? We'll discuss it later. I guess. I don't.
How about you just vote now, and if it's a draw,
I'll
or
just
if-
write a. Okay,
poll.
abduct George.
Here, how about let's put it in the poll of the day? How about that?
No, no.
That'll
Yeah,
be
you can do
today's
that, but
poll.
we're still gonna do the private vote in the MapperCast channel.
You can do that. I mean,
All right, okay, how about you guys vote privately now, and if
Chris is not here. We can't fucking.
if Chris is, no, I mean go.
if the majority wins. then
Alright,
why do we
guys,
need
I
Chris
posted
to
the
vote?
poll on the MapperCast chat. Go vote.
Jesus.
All right.
Well, you know your answer, boy.
All right, so that's 4 yes. That's 5 yes.
5
So-
yes.
No one
That's
has to
now-
say. No one has to say who voted.
That is now the majority. I don't think
Yeah,
that can be
does that
overcome.
mean-
Oh, yeah.
I'm recording, by the way. Does that mean I get into?
Did we just do it?
Yeah, I think we just did it.
Everybody,
I did.
We did it! Speech!
Welcome, George.
All right, everyone. I have a speech. I want to say thank you for giving me a great opportunity. I want to thank everyone. Thank you very much, Cosmic, for supporting me from the beginning. Thank you very much, Mindria, for supporting me from the beginning.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Rat, for being the smartest person ever and for making me realize how dumb I was. So, oh yes, I have the role now.
No, he's
the MapperCast
he's not
too.
de facto. He's official.
He's not
can't give
official.
him
What the
official.
fuck?
Oh wow.
Viper, you're the only person that can give the official.
Viper.
Oh, this is great.
Let him
Thank you.
continue. Let him
MapperCast.
There he is!
Oh my
MapperCast.
god. Oh my god.
Let the dude continue his speech.
Congratulations.
Alright, let him continue.
to, George.
I see this as a victory for all of us watching here. Personally, because I am not a big mapper, and I also have come from the ground up, and I want to thank everyone on my journey for bringing me to this moment. I really do think this is the pinnacle of my mapping career. Like even after all the work I've done, just the fact that I have been accepted into this group, it just Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
We love you, George. We love you.
And now you can see who actually
I want
voted.
one notice to this entire thing. I think Idubbbz feels a little bit backstep now.
Oh,
It took so fucking long until he got admitted. This watch just
Sorry, yo.
just randomly vote him in.
it's
Sorry,
my.
Al.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
he can play. He can. Al
No, Alp's out of the loop. He
Al
doesn't even-
can put on.
Don't tell him what happened.
No, Al can put on a Janissary outfit and shoot me.
Bro, why am I? What the fuck is going on here? What are you doing to me?
No, Al. Basically, I'm saying you can get some Janissary clothing and then shoot me in the head for that.
Why?
Oh, what do you mean? Why? Did you hear what the conversation was?
No, I
Atchison
didn't, I'm
animation.
just wondering.
Atchison
What about
animation.
you?
Atchison
About being
asks,
member.
"Can you become MapperCast member without a mic?"
I don't think
No.
George, welcome to MapperCast, buddy.
No, you can't have a need a mic. Sorry, man.
George, I'm
You don't
just
have to
saying,
show
I'm
your
glad
face
you
though,
didn't have to wait,
but you
like,
definitely need a
just
mic.
A year and a half.
This right here is definitely gonna be a highlight.
All right, everybody. So, I think for the quiz, since I didn't make one, I'll just do something. We'll do something on Discord or Twitter to pick them.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to see the? We didn't get to show the audience the free for all cuts. This.
Oh.
I was hoping you would do the quiz at that time, but
Next time.
next
we'll
time.
do it.
All right. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and it was a long one. Thanks for tuning in. Congratulations, George, and we will see you next week. We probably won't be changing the template just yet, but who knows? Maybe we might. But until then, see you later. Ending
Thanks for coming.
ending stream in
Bye.
5, 4, 3.